I see you, but I don't hear you. Hang on 1 second.
And his name is John C.
What is it? Times. The Grinch. You know how they? I was the Grinch and my heart grew 3
Okay,
times.
I think we're good. I can hear you now.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So sorry about that.
No, don't apologize. Welcome
my sound
in.
rebelled against me. Thank you so much for having me as part of your subathon. You're going on.
Oh my God. Thank you.
34 hours now? Is that right? 32 hours? Something crazy?
No, we're a day and 7 hours in. I don't know why it won't go past 24 hours. We have 31 hours left.
31 hours left. Okay. Well, if you're a day and 7 hours, you're matching your timer now. You're halfway there. Amazing.
I'm so happy. I hope it keeps going up. I hope we do this forever. I hope we just have a forever sleepover.
I love the vibe. It's so much fun, you know? It's amazing.
Oh, are you having
it.
fun? Thank you. That means so much to me. Oh, and thank you for coming on. I'm so happy to have you. Oh, this is literally about this chat. This stream is about like uplifting and like celebrating and supporting and like bringing all of the content creators that inspired me to be where I am in front of my community, and literally treat brought me like messaged me and brought me onto the stream team, and that opened up a whole new world. So this, you were talking to the one that made it happen.
So good. You know, I got rated into you by Vaporeon, who's another one of our footies. You're our newest footy too, which I absolutely love. So cute. And I don't know, I saw you in that raid. I really got attached to your community right away. It was super fun. And then you just immediately synced with everybody as soon as you got here. So welcome properly to Found Footage. I'm so glad I get to do that. I'm the one that gets to do it, everybody. It's great. I'm so happy for us.
That was so amazing. Right before this interview, me and Seals Lady were like, texting and be like, I love you. No, I love you.
Everybody's so wholesome.
I love it so much.
You know,
Space Cats has like single-handedly been carrying me with the hype in this chat. Like, oh my God, that's another Average Girl Games. You introduced me to Space Cats, and Space Cats has been coming in and like refilling my love tank. And oh man, it's just been
I don't know. I think we need to get Average
energy.
Girl Games into our footy club. What do you think?
I didn't want to ask.
4:30 in the morning.
If I could ever
the energy.
somebody, I was actually like taking a shower thinking about that. I was like, I can't go above and beyond
all day
and like invite somebody else into, but like if I had to nominate one person to please bring into the stream team, I would ask you to bring Rissa.
100%. 100%.
She's so amazing.
And his name is John C.
Thank you, Space Cat, so much for the follow. You're beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, yay.
I love this, you guys. I've never used this like full function before.
John C.
Average Girl, Lisa, thank you.
Footage, me, Vaporeon, Treat, Seals Lady. Oh my God, so many people.
DJ's in there, you know?
Yeah, DJ Rune. Yeah. They asked me to be a part of the stream team, and I said yes. And
yeah, we're coming after you, Risa. Be ready.
Oh my God,
we come in.
I would die. I would die.
Y'all heard it here first, okay? We're putting it out there.
That would be too cool. Oh my God, I don't want to put pressure on her, but if I would die. I would die.
It's a. Oh yeah, thank you so much. It's actually my oldest friend. I have a friend that we've been like best friends for 30 years, you guys. 3 decades. And he's my marketing guy, so he takes care of all my merch. He did this like cookie logo for me. He does awesome stuff. He's a really cool guy. He might pop in later, but he's like knee deep into Marvel Rivals sweatiness, so I don't know if he's coming or not. But he's he is totally awesome. And I'm super happy to be part of this subathon. I think it's really cool. I a little bit about found footage and myself. I'm a variety streamer like Kiki, but I'm significantly smaller. I have a little cookie jar of people that I keep around me, you know, and we just have fun. I do this as a passion project. I like creating content, and I like kind of just, you know, being a people person. So that's what kind of got me into streaming. And we're going to talk about it today, kind of in this interview. And I thought, what a great opportunity for people who are getting started streaming, for people who are streaming already that maybe are having trouble growing, to get some advice and tips from a pro like Kiki.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
No, I'm
Oh my
not.
God,
I
yes,
tell you-
absolutely.
I don't even know, like, when you guys say that, I don't know what to say, because I don't see it. All I see is how everybody else is so amazing. But I guess. All right, thank you.
You
so much
can't
for thinking
teach
so highly of me.
genuine,
I'm so
you know?
you honor
You
me.
can't teach people how to be genuine. You either are or you are not. And I think that's something that's super important when you're streaming, is to really be yourself, you know? Wildfang, hello. Big shout out to him. One of my biggest Cookie fans right there. Always showing up and bringing the energy.
An honor to meet you.
A chat battery, if you will. And Found Footage is an amazing community of streamers, and it started this year at TwitchCon. My buddy Nick Cadaver.
Yeah, so recent. You had such a big stream team put together in such a small amount of time. That's incredible.
We had an amazing community already, Nick being kind of our guy that connected us all together. But we wanted to just make a space of content creators that were like-minded. There's so much competition. There's millions of streamers out there, and honestly, it's kind of sad how awful people are to each other online. So we wanted to make just this little safe space that content creators could come together, learn from each other, rate into each other, it was a passion thing, right? Just people that enjoy streaming and enjoy other people coming together. And what amazed me is we're now, I think, 36 or 37 streamers all together, and everybody gets along. It's like a big circle of friends constantly chatting, playing games together, raiding, doing things like subathons, and we did like a holiday raid train last week, which was awesome. And it's just been super fun to kind of be a part of and help grow. And just big welcome to Kiki for finally joining us. We're super lucky to have her, and you're awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Jeff's message run has arrived, and this is a guy that is kind of near and dear to my heart. He was my charity that I was driving money for last week. He's a huge advocate for mental health, and that's something we're going to talk about today as well. You can go check out his story for anybody that's looking at my stream. I'm putting up his link right here. He has raised almost $20,000 this year for a mental health foundation that's local to us in Montreal.
So
it's just incredible, guys. You know, okay, this guy,
is amazing.
I'm not exaggerating here, okay? I don't know if you guys know what the David Goggins challenge is, but
Tell
this
us.
man,
Oh my God,
this
tell us.
man had never streamed before, okay? He didn't even have a Twitch account. And he's like, you know what? Like, breaking out of my shell. It's a really heavy story that he loves to share and he's really open about. But he had struggles with his own mental health for many years. Sadly, had an attempt at his own life and bounced back from it and decided to do something constructive. So he goes out and he decides, you know what, I'm going to do something not just mentally, but physically impossible. And he ran 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours straight while live streaming after he's never streamed once in his whole life. And the entire time, he was 55 plus people, constant donations, everybody rallying behind him. It was so beautiful. I was at his house kind of hosting the stream in between his runs. All the friends and family and everybody got together. It was beautiful. Seriously, it's an amazing story. You can go check out the link.
God.
It's jeffsmessageofhope.com for anybody that's interested. And
Wow.
just, you know, it's the holidays, donate. He's 200 or $280 away from
Holy.
$20,000, you guys. It's an amazing,
Oh my
amazing journey.
God.
Amazing story. So I'm sorry for that plug,
Can you
but it's just
no,
such an
can you
amazing
do
story,
the
you know?
can you do the slash so everybody can just follow from chat and they don't have to leave? Just
Yeah,
they can, that
absolutely.
can do it in both of our chats, and then
Uh,
everybody can just like I can follow him. Everybody can give him a follow. That's so cool. My
Absolutely.
heart is with the mental health. Really, truly.
It's
Oh my gosh.
it takes a special person to get out there and put themselves out there to do something
No,
like
that kind
that,
of
and like,
determination, that kind
you
of
know,
drive, like that ambition is so attractive. Like that is what I crave to see more of in the world. It's like see somebody be like, I'm gonna get up and do something. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna make it happen. And it's not gonna be easy. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna watching people do difficult things is my favorite thing because life is never gonna get really it's really not gonna get much
it
easier.
isn't.
You're just gonna understand it, like you're gonna have maybe done it before, maybe like and to do it a different way, but it's not really gonna get easier. So when you just put your mind to something and make it happen, Captain, anyway, that is such beautiful energy. Holy, oh, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
It's
Oh, and
so good.
thank
It
you.
is so so
An
good.
honor, an honor.
And yeah, so 12 months later, just shy of $20,000. Any
I almost
donations
want to
being made
cry.
this
That's
month
so.
are being matched 100%, you guys. So if you put $10 goes into the pot for this. And he just got nominated for the Bringer of Hope Award by this institution they focus on services and research for mental health, and it's just amazing. Just a great, beautiful human. He was here. I had to share his story. I'm so sorry for that plug. We can get on with the interview now.
No,
Now,
no, no,
now,
no, no.
Keeks.
I would,
You know?
no, Jeff. I would like to say right now because I'm about to move. Everything is kind of crazy, but I would love to like do another subathon in the same kind of like fashion and raise some money for your mental health. I would really love that. I would love to
Absolutely.
do like a cheer, like yeah, like please after the streamathon, can we be in touch? I would love to. Anything I can do, that would be so cool.
I am planning another charity stream in the new year, so we can definitely talk about that and make some
Yes,
stuff happen.
please, please,
It'll be so great.
please.
I know
I just,
Seals Lady is
oh
another
my
one who's like a
gosh,
huge mental
yes.
advocate person, you know. And we
Oh
could
my
just have fun.
God.
We just make it like a get together. We have fun. We do our thing, but it goes towards a good cause, you know. And
That would be
it's just beautiful,
amazing.
you know. So
Trace,
yeah,
we don't talk. We're not talking about how beautiful you are. You're not saying
I'm
that
just a
enough.
dude
You are the
on the
one.
internet.
Like, look.
I'm
No.
just a
Okay.
dude on the
So
internet that finds other
no,
awesome dudes on the internet, you know.
this stuff happened last night in Rissa's channel. Like Rissa was just like loving on everybody, and I'm like, you understand
Oh Lord.
how like you look so beautiful doing that, and it's the same way with you, Treats. You're just like this person's great, this person's great. I'm like, Treats, you understand how beautiful you are for doing that. Like what, like
Oh,
you
you're so
look
kind.
like you look like an angel. Like you don't understand. I feel like people just get kind of lost in like loving on others, but you have to understand you are glowing when you do that, and it's so beautiful. And watching you do that makes me want to do it. I'm like, oh my god, wait. Treats is loving on his friends. Look at the effect it's having on Treats. Look at the effect it's having on friends. Look at the effect it's having on like chat. And I
He
want
does
that.
do that to
I wanna
Risa.
make
You're
that.
totally right. 100%.
No way.
Nailed it, you know? But this is what I mean. It's such a beautiful stream team. It's such a beautiful community. And we have fun doing it. You know?
Yeah,
It's like living the dream. And like I said, for me, this whole thing is like a huge passion project for me. So just being able to find other people that let their light shine and share it with others is just an amazing thing, you know? So
I,
that's
I
what it's
think
all
we
about.
have. I think we have found a group of people who genuinely feel fulfilled in giving. Like they
Exactly.
like that makes
Exactly.
them happy. They don't need
Yes.
anything else. There's no intentions. There's no underlying like just to give gives them joy. That is the like loop. And Rissa, you, everybody in the stream team. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Nick yet, but I'm so looking forward to it.
Nick is on like a
Um,
mental health break. He's been sick. He's been having a hard month, so he's taking a
I
little
totally
break.
understand.
But he's coming back in the new year really soon.
Oh, that's
We
amazing.
owe everything that we are to him right now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of actually the way I met Nick too is kind of a fun story. I feel like that's how I meet all people, is just genuine interaction, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he I got raided into him. Actually, kind of similar like what happened to you.
Really?
So
That's amazing.
I was playing World of Warcraft with a girl named Lunar Hijinks, who's another. She doesn't
Okay.
stream anymore, but she used to stream a lot. And she's like, you know, you're like super energetic. You're always talking. You're always in Discord. You're doing your own thing. She's like, why don't you stream, man? You know. And I was like, I never thought about it. I was like, we'll take a dive. We'll see. We'll see what happens and see where it takes us. And it ended up getting rated into Nick's stream, who was he was playing like an indie horror night, and he was just so genuine on camera that I was like, I need to like learn more from this person. So out of nowhere, kind of like what I did with you, I just shot him a message and I was like, hey, I'm a brand new streamer. I'm really just starting my journey. I know you're a big partner and like you're kind of in your own stratosphere, but if you have any like tips or anything to help me out, I'd be super appreciative. And for whatever reason, he's like, we're gonna be friends and we're gonna game together and I'm gonna teach you how to do this and you're gonna be great. And I owe everything to where we're at now goes to Nick, 100%. It's
No,
really,
you are a
really
go-getter.
incredible. You know?
No, Treats, you are a go-getter. You do not understand how many people will think what you thought, and then all of their insecurities will flood in and like keep them from reaching out ever. And
That's a good
every
point.
single time you do, it's it's so
You know what,
cool. You
guys?
do
Here's
not let
here's
them
the
in.
moral of Treats' story. Okay, if you think you can do something, you can. But if you don't do it or you don't ask it, you can't, or the answer will be no. So if you have a feeling and you want something, just go get it. You know, it's yours. What's the worst that's gonna happen? They're gonna say no. It's gonna feel bad in the moment, but you'll grow past it and you'll take it as a learning experience and move on. But I'm gonna use this moment as a perfect segue to start into your streaming journey, Kiki, and the beginning of our interview. Have you ever been interviewed before for anybody? Ever?
I have, I have, yeah.
That's awesome.
I have just a few times, not very much.
It's something I've really become passionate about. Nick and I we do like a bi-weekly podcast where we just kind of talk. It's an open live cat podcast. It's not like pre-recorded or anything. So we have live chat going and we just talk about like historical things, shipwrecks, survival stories, all kinds of
That's so
random things.
cool.
And then it led me into this like interview thing that I did with Jeff last week and his co-founder of the organization, Jeremy. And I just had such a blast doing it that I'm like, you know what, this is going to be part of my segue now, where I do a little interview with somebody interesting, you know, make it happen, and then just play games. You know, it's great. I love it. So I'm addicted to interviewing people. I think it's really great. It's a great way to bond and get to know each other, but you can do it in like just a kind of fun conversational way and everybody gets involved. So that's you, chat. If you guys have
He
questions
thinks
for
I'm
me,
interesting.
for Jeff,
You
for
heard
Kiki,
him?
get in there. You're all part of it, right? So first question, Kiki. You started streaming 3 years ago, right? If I'm correct.
I
It's
did.
your affiliate anniversary now. Congratulations. A beautiful
Thank you so
milestone.
much.
You're at close to 4,000 followers, which I think is absolutely amazing. And we're
about
all
to hit
voting
5K.
Kiki purple tick mark 2025, you guys. Kiki for partner, all right?
Oh
Trending
my
now.
God. That would be so cool.
So what inspired you to start streaming in the beginning?
You know, okay, so there was a few different things, but it was kind of COVID, and I kind of did the same way you did, where I was like, I'll try it. I literally said I'm gonna give myself a 2-week free trial. If I don't like it, it's COVID. I'm just gonna try something else. Some of my, like, I grew up on a console. I had friends tell me that I was into cosplay and like anime and like Twitch would be cool and it would be fun for me. And I was like, okay, I guess. And then I like slowly got into it, and then I just loved it from the first day. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with being able to like do what I love and share what I love and talk to people and during the whole entire experience. And it was connection. And then as it grew, I realized that it was like my bartending. And I've been bartending for about 8-ish years and like in the service industry for 10. And it's just people coming into chat. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they just need somebody to talk to. It was the same. It translated into be a bartender. Like somebody comes into my bar, they sit down, I have a smile and a drink and a good conversation, and they can leave better than they came in. And that's what it translated to for streaming. And people would leave better and happier and with like a lighter load than they came in. And that like fed me, and that made me want to do it more. And I started getting like, I had regulars at my bartending job, and I was like, okay, so people want to come back and see me. That seems like I could be a streamer. And then like 3 weeks into streaming, one of my IRL friends had been coming in my stream, and he was like, hey, there's this new esports industry bar that just opened up in Brooklyn. Do you want to start bartending there? And I was like, okay, sure. And then I started working there, and I started understanding the esports industry. I started getting connections. I actually left the Brooklyn bar that had only been open for like 3 months when I got there. And I moved to the one in Manhattan that had been established for 10 years and is like the biggest esports bar and like one of the biggest ones in the world. And they're trying to like expand like out of country. They're amazing. And that like boosted all of my networks. Like I met
That's
so
amazing.
many like
Incredible.
esports orgs, like recruiters. Like I have friends in Red Bull, I have friends in the Minosity, I have friends like from like Call of Duty pro events. I don't play Call of Duty, but like they're like I met them, and it just my friend group and everyone around me and all of the information I was learning, it just made sense. And then I just kind of decided, okay, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it and make people's lives better. I'm going to do it to have a voice. I'm going to give a voice to those who don't feel like they had, because that before I was streaming, that's how I felt. And I just wanted to create a space that I never had. And that's what you were saying. You wanted to create something that you wanted to be a part of, like you were looking for something and then it wasn't there. So you just made it. And that's kind
And
of the
that's how you
same
have to do
idea I
things
had.
in life. That's how ambitious people are successful. And I think people.
Oh, I love you guys. No, not the
Oh,
hashtag. Oh
it's
my God.
trending now. It's there. It's out
Oh, I'm
there.
gonna cry.
It's out there, and we're gonna harass you with it until Twitch
Oh
listens to
my
us. We will write a stern letter to Mr. Bezos himself,
God.
demanding he make you
Oh
partner.
my God.
Okay? Unbelievable.
Oh my
Manifest,
God.
demonic. That's right. Come
Manifest.
on, stern
I
letter. Let's
I
go.
have a I have a dream that after the subathon, I'm gonna just say fuck it and apply for partner, and Twitch is
Do
gonna
it,
go
man.
back and look. I want the Twitch to see this VOD and see how hard I work to bring people together, and like maybe like allow me to do that somewhere else too. I think that would be really cool. I want like the as soon as the stream is over, I want to apply for partner. I want them to go see this long VOD. I want them to see everybody I had on. I want them to see how amazing you guys were. I want them to see every single content creator that I brought on, so you guys get noticed. Yeah, yeah.
It's awesome.
I've got big
It's amazing.
plans.
You have a
I'm gonna be.
great story. It's real, it's honest, it's relatable, and the bottom core value is something that actually a lot of in sales what we say is leave everything better, right? If you're going to touch something, if you're going to be involved in something,
The
then
Midas
what
touch. Yeah.
exactly? You got it. Whatever you do, whatever you touch, leave it better, right? So I think that's amazing. I love the esports journey that you followed to kind of build your community and build yourself up. I think that's an amazing way to connect with people that are so prominent and present in the industry. Like it's great, and it's something that actually I did in the motorsports industry. Something that's not well
Really?
known in my personal life. What I'm very heavily involved in racing. So going into next year, how's it going? M Lowman. I'm sorry if I botched that. Happy holidays, buddy. Thank you for being here. Um, and next year, this is kind of a project that I'm looking on is actually starting to do interviews and kind of press reviews for motorsports, but the more obsolete, untold story side of it, the smaller racers, the racing families, the small. There's a girl here in Canada who I'm close friends with, and she started a all girl, all female racing team, the first of its kind, to empower women in motorsports. And she started in her rookie season in boosted Porsche, if you can imagine, going at 300 kilometers an hour. She'd never driven a race car before, and total natural talent, right? Starts winning every race, goes to Europe, gets drafted by Formula Women, comes back, and now she started her own like women empowerment movement. Such a great story. And then I'm talking to her about like how she gets started and everything. And this is what I love about interviews is that you get the real stuff, you know, you get the beginnings, the things that people don't know or don't see, and all the work that led up to it. But for her, she didn't have she it was in such a rural town, she didn't have cable growing up, so she couldn't watch F1. So her uncle would tape it on VHS tapes and mail her VHS tapes every week so she could watch the races. And I'm like, this is so freaking wholesome, you know?
I
I'm like,
love
it's so good. I'm like, I need to be the platform to elevate people and get people's stories told. That's what my
that.
purpose
Yes.
here streaming needs to become. It started with gaming and just like fun content creation, but it's going in a different direction, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to and what I'm building towards. So I really appreciate you just being, you know, kind of vulnerable and sharing with us
Oh, thank
your
you.
journey, you know?
Literally, oh my gosh. So I think that like I know you just talked about your passion. I think my passion is like connecting people and networking. And you just your what you just said, I have two people that I could like send your way that I think you would really enjoy interviewing.
I would
Let
anytime.
me
If they want to be interviewed,
um
I will talk to anyone anytime. I love it. Absolutely love it. Um, so your name, keep it kawaii, keep it cute, right? I love
mhm,
it. It's very
mhm.
you. How'd you come up with that name? Where did it
Um
come from?
So, okay. Okay, so I'm going to give you like the real tea. So, when I first moved to New York, I moved there for a guy and I became best friends with this girl. Her name was Bree, and we were like mulling over, like we were heavy into makeup, and I was going to do makeup content, and she helped me come up with the name. And Kawaii was taken, so I was like, okay, well, let me just like make a cute twist out of it. Let's use Kuai, and Kawaii means cute, and kawaii means scary, and so we try to keep even scary things cute.
I
And
love
so it
it.
was just about like I think the world is a big scary place, and like
It
there's so
is
it's so
absolutely
vast, and so just let's just like paint like our vision, like that's we can't change the world, let's change how we see it and just keep everything cute.
100%. I
um
love that.
but the girl who helped me figure out my name, she actually ended up marrying my ex.
Oh come on, no way. It's
It's
cursed,
the
you
real
guys.
tea.
It's
It's the
cursed.
real tea.
Oh my
Real
god.
tea is
That is
cursed.
not
But
kawaii at all. We do not ship
I
this. No, no.
no, so he actually drew this tattoo. This is my first ever tattoo. He drew it and she paid for it. But these are like my name and this tattoo. I don't see them and think of them. It's like turned into something so much more beautiful. But like now that we're like talking about the actual Lauren T, I thought it'd be funny. But I don't
I
like when I
love
think of
that.
my name and I don't see them or I don't have any like negative feelings. But it did come from like a little a juicy
A
gossip
little
little
like,
yeah.
I love that. It's a little bit sassy, and so are you. So
Yeah.
it works, you know? It's canon. It's
It's
canon.
real. It's real.
So, like,
Something bad happened and I turned it good. All right, that's what we got to do.
absolutely. Absolutely. So now we're here, right? You've had this
We're here.
subathon. You've done, you're in almost 32 hours of streaming. Have you ever done a stream, first of all, that long? Has that ever happened?
No, this will be the longest stream I've ever done like this. And I so heavily mentally prepared myself and I made each one sub equal 10 minutes. So I purposefully made it a long stream. I purposely reached out to every single person saying, I can't do this alone. I need help. My mods, I temporary modded some people. Like I reached out to every person knowing that this was something I couldn't do myself. But if enough people came together, it would be beautiful and it could be done. If we like if everybody chipped in and anything went wrong, I could step in there. I knew it could yeah. And it's been incredible. I've never done anything this.
Only you could be like in 1 week. Not even, it was like 2 days. You're like, we're gonna do a subathon, guys, for like two
I
weeks.
planned this subathon
And
in like
everyone
four
was like,
days.
yes, let's go. Kiki's doing a thing. We're there. Keepers assemble. Footies assemble.
That's
Call the
exactly what
crew.
happened.
Call Scotland Yard. Call the Coast Guard. Call Canada.
I
You
couldn't
know?
believe it.
Oh my
I
god. Amazing.
I honestly didn't even expect half of the support. And if I had gotten less than half, I would have still been thrilled. I still would have been through the moon. And it's just been such an overwhelming outpour. And that's why I'm like, even now, I don't have, there are some spots I don't have covered. I'm like, do I just go on Twitch and like just message them and be like, hey, let me support you? I have time on my subathon. Like, how, like, because of how well and how amazing and like seeing the effects it's already had, I'm like, no, like I'm not getting tired. I'm getting invigorated. It's like snowballing. Like, how can I help other people? I'm like literally throughout like my stream today, like 5 times. I was like, okay, so how do I just like go into a chat and be like, let me support you without sounding like crazy and like bleh, but like that's kind of like, like I'm on a time crunch
Amazing.
kind of, and like my brain is everywhere, but also I want to give, and how do I do that? And so that's been like, how do we make people feel better? Like, how can we continue the support? And everybody's just jumping in with all of the most amazing support and ideas, and it's just becoming something bigger and larger than life. And this has been a dream that I've had since I think when I realized in my career why I wanted to do it. The moment I realized why I wanted to do this, I was like, okay, I want eventually to have a big event that brings everything together. This subathon was actually, it was the move. It was like everybody else, but it was also the streamer awards last week. I saw QT
I
Cinderella
love
put
that.
on the whole entire streamer awards by herself. I was like, that's a bad bitch. She's an event planner. I'm an event planner. At my old bar, I threw together Genshin Impact like events, like I did trivia, cosplay, I did the whole entire drink menu. All of the drinks had glitter in them. I made them. I made the Discord for it. I sent out the I'm an event planner at like the core of it.
That's
And so
amazing.
this, I
I
was like,
love
I know
it.
I can do this. And
And
then
you know
everybody
what?
was like, you can do this.
There's a
Yeah.
CEO. There's a CEO that I spoke to in when I was first starting out my career, and I asked him for advice. I was like, you're a CEO. You like own this like multi-billion-dollar company, and like tell me what I need to do. I'm like, just starting out. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to be a sponge. Tell me what to do.
Uh-huh.
He said, and he told me, he's like, honestly, it's very simple. He's like, find what you love and what you're good at,
That's it.
and make it profitable, and you'll be a millionaire, even if you don't own a
Can I
million dollars.
Can I tell you something crazy? Because what you just said is the truth of the matter. And I think a lot of us are just coming into finding out that that's the truth, right? Like, even you hearing it, you're kind of like, oh, like, of course, but like, is that it? I was talking to this kid the other day, and he's 20 years old. And he just like out of nowhere was like, I love cars and I want to do YouTube content. And he was just so passionate about it. And like the whole explosion of passion was just so beautiful to me. And I was like, oh, you want to, yeah, chase it. It's so cool. You're so passionate. This is so attractive. And he replied with, no, my friends would think I'm a loser. No, I can't do it. No, they would think I'm weird. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot that when we were growing up, we were programmed to not be different. And now all of a sudden, somewhere along the way, being different is the only thing that makes you successful. So it's just like, wait, like the
there's
ones who can
there's
undo the
billions of people out
brainwashing.
there all doing the same thing, which is trying to make their way, right? Twitch is a
Mm-hmm,
platform that should be used to elevate people and should be used to bring people together of common goals to make
mm-hmm,
those things happen. But it became very competitive, and we're going back to kind of the found footage philosophies here, you know. Um, but it's so obvious and it's so simple. It's like do what you love, and you'll always love what you do, and you'll
mm-hmm.
get where you're going eventually if you put the effort into it, right? So I love it. And now that you're here, it's not only a subathon, it's also an anniversary for you. So
Yes.
what do we do on anniversaries? We reflect. I mean, we congratulate Kiki. I wish I had a cake for you right now.
I was
I
like,
just
we
like,
eat
I'll
cupcakes?
do a cookie dab for you in my
How
How good is this sweater? It's so great. I love it so much, okay? Anyways,
Oh my
so
god.
you know, um 3 years of streaming, when you started, where you're at now, what does that feel like? And reflecting on that, like, do you have key milestones that you think back on that you're like, I can't believe I made it here, and then I can't believe I made it there, and then now you're here? Like, what, walk us through that. What does that journey look like for you?
No, I don't think there was ever a time where I was like, holy shit, like, wow, this is crazy. I think it was an everyday. I think it was like every day people came in to chat. I think it was repetition. I think it was like the baby steps. I think it was like the you're an amazing streamer, we love you, Kiki, but it wasn't just once, and it wasn't with intentions, and it wasn't like to get a reaction, and it wasn't like to like, so like there were times I was like, chat, I'm having a breakdown, I'm not paying attention to you, and I went back and the love was still there, knowing that they weren't going to get anything back, knowing that there was like they just wanted me to like give me peace of mind for later, like even if I didn't read it on stream, like I was like, that is the dad. It is like moments like that that like I don't know. You just wake up the next day like feeling like, okay, I understand this like love, support, friendship thing a little bit more. I understand like how like I can start trusting people. I get how it works now, and it was just like every single day, like a little bit more of a climb. I don't feel like there was ever like a, okay, fun, we got to 500, it's time to celebrate. I feel like I celebrated every day. I feel like if you don't celebrate at level 1, your level 100 is not going to be like worthy either. Like you have to appreciate every single day. And every day,
Yes.
there were some days where I was like, wow, today was hard and I learned a lot. And you know what? That's the value I got out of it. And then there were some days where I was like, that just felt a little too easy. Like I can't wait to learn something tomorrow. And so it was always a balance, like like, and just trying to be
Hello, hello.
steady and
Sorry, go.
and understanding that it's not overnight. And somebody like I've had people approach me and be like, let's grow you faster, let's do this. And I'm like, I don't I don't want that. I think that I want to grow slowly. I think I want to be able to keep up with it. I think I want to like every day go to the gym and get a little bit stronger. So like some people just get thrown under the weight and they crush, and it ruins their life, and we don't get to see that because they don't put it online. But they're like it's so bad. And I feel like the way that I'm doing it, which is the slow growth, is teaching me how to understand it. There are things that like I am able to handle this month that I wasn't able to handle last month. And if I had blown up to like partner out of nowhere, then that would have crushed me immediately.
You know
And
what? I
I
think there's a really powerful message in there. And it's, I mean, first of all, obviously celebrate every win you have, no matter how big or how small. That's huge. I love that. But, and we're going to get into your kind of streaming style, how you're community centric and how you've built yourself up to where you are. But you've kind of almost answered it in this answer. Like I really love the thoughtfulness behind this. Um, because you're able to connect with every single person that comes into your stream, because you're not getting hordes and hordes of people that you don't know and trying to keep up with it all.
yeah, that was
You
another
know,
thing. That was another
all
thing.
your
Yeah.
keepers are keepers because they
Yeah.
relate to you. There's a connection. You're able to
Yeah.
build that with somebody, you know? It's like the difference between a guy that's going out and selling every day and selling to businesses, but slowly growing a network, versus somebody
Yeah.
that's like doing telemarketing calls, right?
Yes.
You will appreciate
Hmm.
your real estate agent who helped you find your dream home. You don't appreciate the guy that calls you at dinner time to be like,
Yeah.
buy my insurance. You know what I mean? And I think
And
there's a
you
great
know,
message in how you did that. That's really smart. Really, really
it's
smart.
funny that we're talking about this because me and RX actually spoke about this earlier. And I was conveying that in if you think back to like earlier humanity and survival, what was the most important like currency back then? It wasn't money, it was trust.
Yeah,
And like
absolutely.
to survive, you had to trust each other. And somewhere along the way, image is everything came along, and trust went down, and fake it so you make it image and money went up, and that like took precedent. And I think now, like especially streaming, it's becoming very cutthroat because you have to your audience has to not only trust you, but you also have to have that image. And so in
Yeah.
order to be successful, you have to have both, and it's almost impossible, and you're asking
It's
so
so
much and
hard to
people are
do,
tearing
even to
themselves.
get noticed, right? Even to appear
Yeah.
somewhere with somebody typing
Yeah.
a game. Somebody goes in and types a popular game, like let's use Marvel Rivals right now is trending really
Hmm.
heavily. Everybody's watching, everybody's getting into this game. It's exciting, it's fun, you know? But you're
Yeah.
one of like a million other streamers that are streaming this game right
Exactly.
now.
Hmm.
And if you don't have that support around you, how are you going to
It's
build, right?
I
You're trying to
actually
build a house
watched
with
this
no
happen.
foundation. right?
I watched
And
this happen during the first Descendants. There is this girl, and I'm so happy she finally reached partner, but it was off of a game, and she switched the game, and she was so confused. And I was like, it's
absolutely,
because it's a slow build. It really is. But going back to the honesty thing is, I think that growing up, my mom always like I grew up in a super Christian home, and my mom always said that like money is the root of all evil. And so growing up, I would think money bad. But then she was like, no, 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 not money is bad, but the root of money, like what people will do for money, where the intentions to get money, like why money is more important than human life. And that struck me at a very young age. And so I think everything I, everything I, my perspective in life is humans are the most valuable thing. Connection's the most valuable thing. I could never, ever, ever see a situation where money is more important than humans. And so when I come to the stream, I don't see the numbers. I don't see like subs. I don't ask. That's why this subathon is the first time it's ever happened, because I've never been comfortable being like the center of a subathon. Like if I had to do one, everybody had to be a part of it with me, because that's why I'm here. And I sorry, I lost my train of thought, but
you're
the
totally fine. And I really like your response. And this is actually kind of a theme that of Nick and I's podcast that we do, is we talk about these survival stories, and
And his name
so
is John
many of them.
C.
Thank you so much, Muffins. Demonic Muffins and Treats. A match made in heaven. Just our names go together so well.
yeah,
you know?
really.
I approve this treat. Thank you. You know, and
It's so amazing. Oh my God, wait.
still it is here. Footy's in the house. Let's go. What up?
Another footy. Let's do a shout out.
Oh,
my
yes.
God, footy.
Footy. Still
Oh my
it.
God,
Still it.
Bill is about to do a subathon too.
He's having a huge party,
Oh,
you
sure.
guys. And he's got naked Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Naked, muscly Santa Claus. Daddy Claus, if you will.
I told Still if he needed a break on the subathon, because I'm going through it. I understand if I need a break. I was like, you need a break, let me know. I'll watch the chat for a minute. I got you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What the heck?
Oh, Puggers! Still it! Well, the footies are coming up big
Oh my
this
God,
weekend.
you
Let's
guys
go.
This is like the most incredible group of people. What the heck?
Oh
What
my
the
God.
heck?
Oh my
Somebody
God.
decided to
You
vote
know,
against it. Holy, I'm so
you just
shook. What the heck?
you just love to see it. It's the best.
I'm broken. I'm so happy. Oh my God, thank you so much.
That's
Thank you
amazing.
so much. Oh my God. If you need anything, please, like, yeah, if you like anything happens and you need to reach out, you need somebody to like watch your stream, we can do collab, and I can just like keep it going for you. If you need to like take a break, eat anything you need.
Still it is
anything.
another one, you guys. There's
I
Kiki's
rated
gonna
it
make
the
partner
other
this
day.
year, okay?
There's-
But still it is right there too, y'all.
Yo, Still
We
has an
have so
amazing
many.
personality.
Sissy
So
that
funny.
game. Sissy that game is
Sissy's
right there.
amazing. Holy shit.
You know, and like these are
Like, you
all
have great taste in
people.
people or something.
You know, I don't know how I do it. I just they come to me. But
Aw, cat.
you know,
Give me
it's
the
Sammy
cutest
Cat.
song.
Let's go. Love that. I absolutely
Oh.
186 gift subs in this channel. What a fucking
Cat is
pogger,
my
you
IRL
guys.
friend. I met Cat at my
Oh my
Brooklyn
God.
esports bar, and we've been besties
Hell
ever
yeah.
since. And then one day she just like, I guess, just came in and was like, "Yeah, I'll support my friend." And then we can't.
That's amazing.
I disabled everybody's exit browser button. You're not allowed to leave. Welcome to the cultivation of positive vibes.
So many. The cult of positive vibes. We should rename found footage to that.
Cultivation. Legally, we say tivation. Tivation. legally.
Cultivation. Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Cultivation. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
We're harvesting the joy. You know, it's what we do. We're joy farmers. So,
Joy farmers. We
you're
are
a variety
farmers.
streamer. You're a variety streamer. So is Stillit. So is Sissy. So is I. So is many people in found footage. But you guys have grown huge
William Knife Man.
communities. Oh my God, Stillit, you beauty. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much.
Yes. Wait.
What an absolute gem of a human.
Let's go. Let's go. Wait. This
Oh
is
my
too-
God, Stillit. This guy.
Yeah, still it's amazing.
So
oh my God, the friendship
it's
is so cool.
so hard to grow as a variety streamer. And you said it before, right? Like you can grow and get partner really quickly on one game while that game is trending
William
and it's
Knife Man.
popular. But you switch off. Oh, Jeff, thank you so much. such a nice
This
guy.
I have the answer for. This I have the answer for.
You
And
know,
I think my
and
chat. I think my chat.
it's super interesting that you guys have been able to do this, but how has that affected your streaming style? Like, have you stayed? You can't stay the same. You gotta always be moving. You always have to be engaging with people. You always have to have your backing behind you to allow you to do that. So, can you walk us through being a variety streamer and how that's affected your kind of content style? It's a big question. It's the deep stuff, you know?
First of all, I would like to start off with anybody who has continued doing
Cookie!
small
Um,
streams.
nom, nom,
My
nom, nom.
piece of
Oh,
advice to
nom, nom,
you
nom,
would
nom,
be
nom, nom.
roses are red, violets are
Cheer
blue. The love
100,
and support
cheer
you give will come
100.
back to you. And it's so true. I I wonder if the people who take the forums to Reddit and complaining about like Twitch's algorithm and everything, I wonder how often they sit in other people's streams. How often they're the first person there, how often they're the last person there, how often they're what they're asking for. I'm wondering how often they're giving, you know? And so that because Valky is in every single stream. Valky is like in everybody else's stream. I have gone into my friends random times 11 a.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Valky's there. Valky went live twice and hit affiliate. So it's possible if you are out there giving, it can't not come back. It just
But
doesn't work that
it's
way.
got to be genuine, right?
Oh, okay,
Because
okay.
a
So
lot of
that
people
was
will
the other
do
half. Yes.
this. A lot of people will do this, right? And I for me, how I was able to get the, even though it's a smaller community, it's a very tight community. I stopped streaming for 6 months, okay? And I came
Yeah.
back and everybody was still there. A lot of it has to do with my real life friends being supportive of me, but my actual online community stood by me and were excited for me to come back because it's a genuine connection that I have with them, right? I go into a lot of other streamers, I engage with a lot of other people, but I don't do it because I expect something from them. I do it
And that's how
because
you
you
win.
want to
That's how you
make
win.
exactly, right? But there's a difference. You can't
No.
give and expect back. You have to give and be genuine about it, and then people will
Yeah.
naturally want to be around you. I think that's
Yes.
the lesson,
Yes,
right?
because I think people can sense intentions. I think it's very, very easy to sense when somebody wants something from you. Um,
Absolutely.
Please forgive me because I am running off of like 3 hours of sleep,
You're
but
fine. You're doing amazing.
I'm trying to stay on topic, but also I think what we're talking about is so cool. So it's like spurring so many like ideas in my head. But
It's
to go back,
conversational. We have guidelines and questions, but you talk about
it's
whatever you're
okay.
feeling
It's
in
okay
your
that I'm all
heart
over
and
the
in your head.
place.
I love it. It makes it better. It makes it
Me
exciting.
too.
Look how excited chat is about this. We're talking about us, and people are like, I love this, you know?
That makes
We're
me so
living the
happy.
dream
Thank
right
you all
now,
so much for being
Kiki.
here with me.
For
I know,
real.
I really am. The
Mojo
dream is
has
being
been
surrounded by
here
my
since
friends.
yesterday, talking and chatting and engaged. Your mods are incredible.
All of them. Yo, this is an army. They woke
You
up.
know?
They are here
You
for
had
me. Oh my god, I can't. Oh,
235
bro.
people watching you at 4:30 in the morning, Kiki. So, bonus question: what did that
I
feel
didn't do
like?
this alone.
What did
I
that feel
turned.
like?
I turned it. I had to turn it off. You can't look at that. You can't think about those things
You
because
know?
that affects the content.
Was that like
If you're
overwhelming
checking
for you?
numbers
Like,
and I you know what? I actually said this to somebody out loud. I was like, you know what? When I because I didn't know it was 235. That's actually kind of crazy. But the
isn't
other
that
night I hit
wild?
100. That's a lot. That's a lot. Wow, that's kind of crazy. When Kiki actually realized how many people were in her stream. No, but the other night I hit 100, and I like was talking to a friend about this, and I was like, you know, when I hit a when I hit this like big like we were talking about earlier when we hit this big milestone of like 100, like I felt like I would feel something, but I didn't feel that like impact. I didn't feel like, oh my god, we did it, because I was so grateful for the 47 and the 48 and the 49 and the 50 and the 51, and so like all of those felt like wins. And so like the 100, it was so nice, but it was just like another like it that wasn't a that number by itself didn't impress me. It was the fact that that number indicated that I was on the right path in order to achieve my goal that made me happy. So it wasn't like, yes, I got 235.
That's
It's
not
like,
what it's about,
okay,
but it's overwhelming when you realize it, right?
yeah,
And
see that I didn't realize it till now. So
I'm
I
sorry I
was like,
did that
out of
to
sight,
you.
out of mind. For how no, no,
I,
no, no, that's so
but
cool.
it's
But
important
you,
when you're a smaller streamer, especially because it's super easy to get discouraged by having small numbers in your stream, right? And then I
mhm.
think that deteriorates people. This is really important for new streamers or people that are looking to get started. Okay, it's
Okay.
okay to have a small community. It's okay to
It'd be
start
weird if you
somewhere.
didn't. It'd be weird if you
Exactly,
didn't start
right?
out small.
Correct. And back
My
to your point,
question
Kiki,
is,
if you blow up overnight, how are you going to deal with that many people at once? Your social battery can only handle so many
it
things,
doesn't end
right?
well.
You burn
It
out.
doesn't.
It's not a long-term thing for you. You're going to do it and you're going to quit because you're overwhelmed and it's too much, right?
Okay,
So,
so I have a question for you, right? So
yeah,
you're
hit
saying,
me.
okay, so if you're
Interview the
posting your,
interviewer. I like that.
yes, please. So if you're saying I'm a small streamer and this discourages me. Why do you allow that to live? Like, why would you
Exactly.
keep in a discouragement?
And that this is my point, right? It doesn't I don't look at who's what I mean I look at who's watching me and who's in my chat, but I'm not looking at what's my active viewer count, and that's not going through my head
Yeah,
while I'm
I
streaming.
would
I'm
suggest
still
looking at that
just
after stream.
exactly. It's important to look at your
Yeah.
personal growth. Don't compare it to other streamers when you're starting out, okay? This is directly for the new
Yeah.
streamers out there because it's one of the
Mhm.
biggest mistakes I think that streamers make when they start is they think they're going to walk in, they're going to have a million viewers and they're going to be like,
Where does
affiliate
this
or part
entitlement
like,
come from? Who told them that they were gonna walk in? Like, where does like,
it's a
how is
generational
that the expectation?
thing. It's a generational thing.
Yeah,
You see it outside of online as well. You see it in people that are applying for jobs,
I
People that
think
walk
okay.
into a retail store and say they want to work from home or work remote. What are you even talking about? This does not
Yeah,
exist. Work
it's
work is work. And if you want to build something, you have to build it and it takes
they
time.
don't want to work,
Alo
and
said it
yeah,
exactly. Quality over quantity. Be
mhm,
consistent, have consistent numbers, have consistent followers. To Kiki's point, be active, get engaged with
yeah,
other communities and other people, not because you want something from them, but to learn from other people who are doing it,
mhm.
and you'll be great. And be yourself. That's, I think, my
My
third point to
my
that, right?
recommendation is if you really are truly like, no, I need to watch the numbers. I need to like know how I'm doing so I can improve. If that really is your argument, what I personally do, the whole entire stream, numbers are off. I'm not looking at my phone. Everybody who is in that chat is giving me their time. That may be 1 minute to
They're
them, but
paying
if I
you.
got 30 people in there, that's 30 minutes to me. So I see, and I don't even try. I can't even. I don't even equate the pay. I can't believe people
But this
like.
is what I mean is
I
people are supporting you and giving you
yeah.
their
I
attention and giving you their love for
yeah.
nothing,
When did
right?
that become an expectation? I don't understand.
I think
But
it's
okay,
people
back
that
to
get into it for the wrong reasons, but I think there's a general mindset that's just wrong that needs to be addressed, right? Like you can't
yeah.
get into this because you want financing from it. You can't get into this because it's,
I mean, but being a
you know,
content creator is like you're a starving artist, you guys. You're not getting into it for the money. You're not gonna pop out me
exactly.
Picasso, bro. Like I don't
Exactly.
understand.
Thank
I was
you.
like, I didn't want to work a nine
Thank
to five, so
you.
I work 24/7. Like it's not like where the glamour is the image is everything, right? You're not seeing me like editing videos for 8 hours, like messaging before every stream, a whole entire paragraph, thanking every single person who came in who was a part of the stream. Like you're not watching me like posting, like thinking about the next stream, like figuring out my schedule. Like that shit happens in the dark, but you see like the light and you want that, but like nobody understands like the back end process. I want to say this before I forget. I'm so sorry I'm all over the place,
No,
but
I love
my
this. This is great.
recommendation,
It's amazing.
if you are truly about the numbers, do what I do. Keep your followers off because chat will see you looking. They will see you're anxious. They will
Absolutely.
see the mood shift. What I do is after every stream, I write it down. And guess what? I can compare it to the night before. That's right above it. If I truly am worried
Yes.
about the numbers and want to grow based off of that, you can do it without like it affecting you and like conflicting with you.
Don't look
I
at the
turn mine
numbers.
off. You
Look at
have
your
to.
chat, guys.
Every
Listen to Still
successful
It.
streamer turns it
Listen
off.
to Kiki. Don't look at your numbers. Look at your chat. Look at who's
If you're
talking to
already
you,
looking
and
at
be
numbers,
there with
then
them.
you're wrong.
If
You're
you go on a
not
blind
right.
date with somebody, okay? Kiki set up 2 chats worth of blind dates in her beautiful restaurant with seals yesterday, you know?
Yeah, we did. Yo, that was so cute.
Imagine
They were
you're on a blind date with someone. Like I went on a date with Valkyrie last night, okay? It was so cute. You know, we're in like our
That
little
was so
restaurant
no,
having our
you
steak.
guys like your steaks
you know?
totally different. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work out. You guys totally different steaks, right?
It wasn't a match, but it's okay. We still got
Whatever,
along.
I'm
We stayed
sorry.
friends.
I wanted it to work out. That's why I said
we
that
were
out
we were
loud.
like
I
a friend match, you know? Exactly. But like imagine you get to that restaurant and the whole time somebody's just constantly like looking at their phone
That's
and
what
not
I'm
paying
saying.
attention
You
to
don't
you.
value me. I'm telling everybody who comes to my stream, I value, and I'm saying
That message
That's
right
right
there,
over
you
there.
guys. Please, if you're gonna
value
take
you and
one
your
thing
time.
away from this, your numbers are for yourself at the end of your stream to see how you're doing against yourself. Right? Yes, Valky!
Yo, Celeste, you
Go
just
Still
got
It
a
MVP,
good-ass
you guys.
friend. Valky is the most loyal, you just got a good one. Valky's amazing.
Hell yeah. Hell
No,
yeah.
I'm so sorry. Can you say the last thing that you just said again?
I was just gonna say, if you're gonna take one thing away from this, is numbers is something you look at for yourself to compare against yourself, not another streamer, to see, am I doing well? Am I growing every week? This stream didn't do so well. Okay, maybe I should go back and watch myself and see what did I do wrong that I could have done better next time, right? So there's something to learn from numbers, right? But it should not be what your purpose is when you're streaming.
Arcade, welcome in.
When you're streaming, it's about your people and it's about your content, right, Kiki?
That's what I'm saying. You know what?
Yeah.
I hate to say. Okay, I'm gonna say this out loud, and I don't like it because I'm kind of coming clean a little bit. I'm so sorry, you guys. It kind of genuinely like it irks me a little bit when somebody comes in a stream and says, "Hey, I sent you something. Go look at it now." And I'm like, why are you devaluing every other person in here's time? Like everybody here is so important. I'm doing what I want to do, which is focusing on my stream and my community. And I just don't think it's fair that like you want me to stop everything I'm doing and go like look at your one pic like and take away like I could do that later. It's not like that picture's not on fire. It's not gonna like delete. It's not gonna like press the red button like Mr. President. It'll be there. And so please value me enough to see what I value. And I value what I'm doing right here, right now with my
And
chat.
be in that moment with you too, right? The best streams and the best chats are people like we've seen
the ones you get
throughout
lost
here,
in, the ones,
right?
the
What
ones
happened
you, like, oh my God,
earlier?
has it been
You got
4
a hype
hours? Oh my
train
God.
and everybody just started dancing emotes in the chat. We were all partying with each other. We were in the moment. It was
It's
beautiful.
so cool.
You know, that's what we want as streamers and when we're making content is we want to see people excited about what we're doing because we do it for you guys, right? We do it for ourselves, for, you know, building that community and everything. But seeing it reciprocated in chat is what makes us excited, and it's what makes everything better. So respect people's social batteries, right? That's your point. I think it's important.
I think I could go a step further for us and say when when we're creative and other people like accept that, but then they also go with that and make their own thing. I think that's what really gives me the endorphins.
It's amazing.
Like seeing somebody like chase their own dreams because they just saw that it could be done and they're like, okay, well, I'll get up and do it. I'm like, yes, life is beautiful. Life is so beautiful. And you just got to see it that way.
There are people in this chat right now that have reached out to me and were like, and it kind of inspired me to do this interview with you because I thought you were the perfect kind of genuine person to be able to go through this with me. But they reached out to me and they're like, I you know, I really enjoy playing games with you. I like, you know, your streams and everything. I'd like to start that for myself, but I don't know even up from down, you know? And that's so motivating and so beautiful when somebody wants to share that beginning of their journey with you, right? I think that's what it's all about, right? So getting into community and engagement, right? You've built your whole empire, your Kiki empire, your keeper community, right? You've built this all around your community, right? It's been about the keepers from day one. So how did you, and you do it twice a day. You stream 2 times a day. That's a lot,
Okay. I
right?
was doing that. I was doing the two twice. That was impossible, but it was such a strict regimen that it allowed me to finally get into the schedule that I wanted to do. I have condensed it
It's
down
pretty
into one, but
amazing.
it is still co-working into gaming, but it's just no break in between. I was doing that. That killed me. I don't know. I was
So
like
how did you
I
even find a balance to do that? Like that's insane. How many
I
times a
you know,
week too? It was like 5 times a week you were streaming, right?
I came back from TwitchCon and like so many partners that I talked to were like, "Yeah, I stream 6 days a week," and I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna be a little bitch. I'm not gonna not make it. If that's what partners are doing, well, that's what I'm gonna do because I'm gonna be a partner." And then I was like, "Okay, well, maybe let's not change everything all at the same time," because for a very long time, I've had co-working in the back of my mind because body doubling has just always been something that I didn't know how to tell people I needed, and I didn't know how to ask for it. So kind of the same theme throughout my whole entire stream is I'm just going to create a place where I enjoy doing what I want. And if other people want to come be a part of it, then great. Then that way I don't feel like I'm burdening anybody else, right? Like I'm not going into another community where I'm not wanted or I'm not putting my energy. Like I feel like I'm a lot. So I just was like, all right, I'm going to be here over here doing my own thing. If you want to be a part of it, everybody's welcome. I'm going to make sure you know that you're welcome from the very get go because I'm like, that's me projecting. Like, I just don't know if I don't know how to communicate. Like, am I welcome here? Are you just being nice? Like, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to create a place. Everybody's welcome. And, if you see me, you think I'm too much, you don't have to stay. And I'm never going to make you feel guilty about that. And it was just, and this is where I'm answering. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. My like brain.
You're totally fine.
So you're
You're on like
asking
3 hours
me,
of sleep, so you gotta give yourself a
yeah.
break a little bit
Can you
too.
ask the question one more time?
Yeah. So the balance between streaming twice a day, 5 times a week, and you
Right.
kind of realizing that I like this is too much, right?
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you balance that and how do you make that work and still be engaged with your
Oh, right, right, right.
community?
Um, so I knew that what I was doing at the time wasn't working and I had to do something and I felt like I kind of had to push myself to like if like bend like make sure that I was going to bend and not break kind of thing. And so I was going to like okay, this kind of seems hard, but I can make it work. And I did the same thing that I did in the beginning with my Twitch, like 2 week free trial. I gave that schedule a month. I reevaluated. That's all you can do. You can experiment with your schedule. If it doesn't work for you, change it. And that's what I did. And this one worked out way better. And because that was so painful for so long, this is like nice. I love it. Like one stream. I love like going straight from co-working into it. Like it's become like an amazing routine. And before this, routine was so difficult for me.
Hmm.
This community has changed me. I think you asked a question earlier about how did being a variety gamer shape me.
Yeah.
Um, that what you said that your friend told you earlier was it. That's the truest thing ever. Just being yourself. And when I first came into this community, I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who I could be. I actually thought, like living in New York City, I thought I had to be a bitch. I thought I had to have like an edge. I thought I had to be mysterious. I thought this community taught me that I could just be nice and people would like me. This community taught me that I didn't have to like try to play a game to make people happy, that I could play whatever game I liked. And because there was a smile on my face while I was playing it, they enjoyed it too. And it was like I said, it was the everyday going to the gym kind of thing. Like every day where I was just a little bit more myself and I saw that people were like, not only were okay with it, but kind of like welcomed it. They're like more of it. Like when if I there some people like I gotten to like enough of a schedule thanks to that like two streams a day where people were coming in so often, they would see like you don't really look as happy doing that today as you did yesterday. Are you sure you want to do it? And I'm like, but I thought you guys wanted this. And they're like, no, we don't like it's just that communication, that trust, that like every day, like being a little bit more myself and then being a little bit more like encouraging. And well, it was really a relationship between me and the community. And they just got like rid of their shyness to tell me how they really felt. And I got rid of my shyness to be who I was. And being a variety gamer actually shaped like it strengthened me and like gave me a place to spread my wings and like have the strongest voice.
I
And
think it helps
I've
you find too what you're really strong, like what's your strongest personality assets that people
mhm.
take to you. It helps you find the balance almost organically of I really like playing this game, but people don't necessarily like watching me play this game. So I'll play this game
Mhm.
on my own time, and this will be for my stream, right?
Mhm.
And I think that was a kind of interesting evolution for me. I started playing Diablo when I first started streaming, and
Diablo's
that
so
was
good.
yeah. And Diablo for me is very nostalgic. Like from Diablo 1 was one of my first
Mhm.
RPG games that I ever played.
Mhm.
Before that was like to age myself a little bit, Final Fantasy 5 and what was it? Ultima Online back in the day, right?
Mhm.
So the Diablo franchise is one that has kind of grown and stuck around throughout the years, and one that's like kind of near and dear to my heart. So when I started playing this, people were there and they engaged and they enjoyed it, but it wasn't engaging enough for them to want to always watch me play it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to start playing different things. I'll try some games that I wouldn't usually play too. Like let's try horror. I was never really big into horror games, so let's try
Mhm.
Phasmophobia. And
Mhm.
people had a blast. They absolutely loved watching the spooky games. They loved
Yeah.
watching, just me shitting myself pretty much on camera.
Yeah.
The jump scare button is like probably the most used channel points that I have in my stream.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
if it's fun for them, it makes it fun for you, and that's how you grow is by reciprocating what people are asking you for and being smart enough to listen
Yeah.
for it, right?
Yeah, you just okay, so you just like sparked a whole entire train of thought. And so if you look at the audience and viewership that goes to a and this kind of has to do with the balance. Like if you look at the chat that goes to a professional like faker kind of like professional like player versus
Mm-hmm.
like a variety streamer, I think that you have to look at it honestly it comes down to intentions. Everybody that's watching faker is there to learn from him and like get his skill and like grow, right? They're there to like get something from him. But when you
Exactly.
come to a variety streamer, you, their thing is you just want to share it with them. So that's why you can't play a game that solely keeps you disconnected from them. You have to enjoy what like do what you enjoy, but also keep it open enough to where you can share it. And the sharing, so they're not there to learn from you, they're not there to get anything from you, but
No, they're there to
enjoy
be a
their
part of
time.
it with you. They're living it
Yeah,
with
so
you,
it's different
right?
kind of, you have to understand what kind of audience you want. Do you want to teach people? Do you want them to come there and get like learn, or do you want to share? And then you need to base your game and like your play style and your stream style off of that.
I think there's something really important too about these like learning type streams where they're like professional gamers. It's not fun
Mhm.
for them to do that, right? Like
Yeah. Oh, it's such a
it's
job. Oh, they look so
it's a
miserable.
total job and they're not
I would
happy.
not
You
want to do
see it
that.
on stream, they're
Yeah.
miserable. I'm like, why do you do this to yourself? You
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
But they do it
Yeah.
and it's a different motivation, it's
It is. It
almost
is.
like they like to show their knowledge, they like to show how strong they are at a
Yeah.
certain game,
Mhm.
and so people come to them for that. But I think in
Mhm.
very particular games, I think Diablo PoE 2 is another one that's like a really good
Yeah,
example of
those are
this.
super. Yeah.
League of
It's
Legends,
hard to,
World
if
of
you think about the
Warcraft,
way
right?
how much are you able to share with chat what's going on, because it's so
Your
heavy
attention
intensive
is
focus.
there, right?
Yeah, you can't
Yes.
be like, hey, this is great, and then chat's kind of like, hey, what's going on over there, do you want to talk to us
Right?
about it? And it's like, you're not like, why are you doing an isolated thing with people then? Like, just yeah,
Exactly.
like you said, do that on your own. I'm so sorry, can I go get some water really quick?
Of
I'm
course,
so
yeah.
sorry.
Take a break.
Okay.
I'll keep
Okay,
chat
okay, okay.
entertained for a
Thank
minute.
you.
Hallows, I think that's an amazing point that you have. Um, there's so many times that I would have never even looked at some of these games that you shared with me, and playing these games has been so fun. We've made community nights out of it. We've done like just ridiculous, silly nights, dungeon crawlers, games, like little indie games, and that's been the fun for me, you know. But going back to my point in what I was talking about, actually talking about Boo Man, everybody. If you have a group of friends and you want to have a kind of Phasmo experience with a twist, Boo Man was an absolute riot. Me, Hallows, and Wildfang played this game. It was like a phasmophobia type thing, but you're a bunch of burglars that have to go into a house and like steal a list of items while you're being chased by ghosts, and it just made really good, fun content. So if you're a new streamer or you're a smaller streamer and you're looking for ways to get good content, I think I think you need to
So
listen to
sorry
your
about
community
that.
and find these kind of out of the box games that you wouldn't usually think about. Have you ever played Boomen? Kwai?
Boomin?
Boomen. This is a game that one of my or Hallows from my community had suggested to me, and it's kind of like Phasmophobia. You're like a bunch of burglars, and you got to go into a house and steal a bunch of items from somebody, but the ghosts are chasing you while you're doing it. So like it's a whole thing. Ew, Cynthia, exactly. And what I was saying is like when you think outside the box and you're a smaller streamer and you're looking for content and you're looking for a way to engage with people, listen to your community. Listen to the games that they want to play. Valkyrie mentioned Dark Hours. I've never tried that one, but like these are somebody else mentioned Slime Rancher
Yeah.
before, right?
Well, yeah.
If your community wants to play a game with you, make a community night. Make a whole night of it and just play games and have fun with your community, and you'll have fun doing it, and you'll grow at the same time, right? So
And your community, like your vibe attracts your tribe. Like your community
totally,
watches
yeah.
you. They know what you want. Like they're not gonna recommend something that's like not for you. Like they're on your side. Like they probably can see things that you can't see, and like listening to them, like trust your friends and like trust that they know you too. Yeah.
Do you have any like memorable moments over maybe? Well, I mean, 3 years is a lot. Let's look at like the last year because it's your affiliate anniversary, right? Looking at the last year, do you have like specific moments or memories with some of the games you played or some of the content you made with your community that stick out to you?
Were you here last night for the Riley talk?
I was not. I think I was probably sleeping at that point or at dinner, one of the two.
So I started off the stream. Yogi, I was just about to check on you. Hello, how are you? I've had so I something I don't know when in my life I decided that I was gonna wake up and something wonderful was gonna happen to me every day, but like something new. I promised myself I was never gonna be bored, and that's exactly what happened.
Oh, hey,
And
Yogi.
Yogi, welcome in. How are you feeling? Are you resting?
Another trooper that's been here since yesterday, you guys, all night
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
What a chat warrior, all the way.
Yogi was by my side during the whole entire planning process. Yogi is the reason. He's the one who gave me the inspiration to extend it for 2 weeks. Yogi is amazing. Um, I'm so sorry. Can you say the question again?
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. We're at your affiliate anniversary. Looking back on 12 months,
yeah.
is there a any kind of memorable moments that really have stuck with you? Maybe it was a game you played with your community. Maybe it was content that you had created with somebody that was
Do
really.
you mind getting a little emotional? Can I share something with you?
I
That, like,
want you
really
to be
touched my
as
heart?
real and emotional as possible. It's what makes
Okay.
the most beautiful conversation, you know?
Okay, cool. Okay, so I started out the stream with this last night because there's so many amazing, valuable things. I've met so many of my community members. My like first like 3 mods I ever had, I've met them. Like I've gone to like Disney World with friends. I've like gone and I've gone to like I've met up at like bars in like New York. Like there's so many like Twitch cons, like anime conventions. So many amazing, wonderful things have happened. But this that recently like came into my inbox really left an impression. I could go on for days and days and days about all of the amazing, wonderful experiences, but this one's kind of whew, okay. All right.
It's one
Thank you
that's
for
close to
letting
the
me share
heart,
me.
for sure.
It's really, really
You know what? We don't even need to play games. We can literally just talk for 3 hours. I love it.
I'm having
Just
so
keep it
much
going.
fun. I'm having so
Absolutely.
much fun. All right, let me do this. Okay, all right, let's go. All right, let's see. Wait, cancel. Blah. heck is going on?
Technology.
Uh, yeah, I can actually do this on. I forgot that I had to do this on.
You're totally fine. While you're looking, I will tell
Yes,
some memorables for me from the cookie jar.
oh yes, please, please,
Um,
please, please, please.
Absolutely. Definitely I think one of the most memorable things I've ever done was hosting that Jeff's Message um, marathon. While this man was running, okay, like you can imagine, you sleep for 4 hour or like little micro intervals, and then you run 4 miles, and then you sleep, and then you run, and then you sleep, and then you run.
That is an
He
incredible
ran the
testament of the
equivalent,
anatomy.
it's a big mind over matter thing, and like you're watching one of your best friends slowly break down physically and mentally over an entire weekend, so it's super super emotional you know um and my job was to be the joy harvester and hold down the fort and keep the people positive,
Yeah.
and we did like so many different silly games. They had a bunch of like silly hats, cowboy hats, Viking hats, like all kinds, and they just start every time somebody donated, they'd stick another hat on my head. And it got to a point where like it was going off the screen because I was wearing I think like 12 different hats at one point, and
Hmm.
it was silly and it seemed ridiculous, but for me it was really touching to see that so many people were getting involved behind the cause, and I was able to bring some joy into an otherwise very serious moment where people were kind of feeling a bit heavy. So that was definitely a big one
That's
for
amazing.
me.
You really, I've known you for such a short amount of time, but you have such a rallying spirit. You have such like a glowing, like you have this. It's almost. I think the best thing to compare it to is like being in love, because you're in
Oh,
love with what you do. You know, like when
it's
people
true.
are in love, they glow, right?
Yeah,
And it seems like you're really, really, really in love with what you do, and you carry that with you so well, so well.
I appreciate
Okay,
that.
let me.
This is a beautiful
I'm honored
message.
to know you. I'm so honored to know you.
Likewise. Likewise.
So I remember when I first started streaming, I think within the first year I did there was a time in the beginning of my career where I was doing a 24-hour stream once a week, and I was just really like Twitch is amazing. It was like sparkle, razzle dazzle. Very beginning, like falling in love with everything, and I was just going hard. And this viewer, anonymous breadbird, I remember when they came in from a good friend of mine, Jimbo's raid, and they came in and they were so supportive and amazing and sweet. And then they were in every 24-hour stream, and I just remembered them. They were amazing. And I the other day, the day before, this is Tuesday night, like just a few days before the subathon, Breadbird's sister reaches out to me. We're gonna get emotional. Okay.
We're ready.
And they
We're
said, "Hello."
bracing.
They said, "Hello. I hope that you see this. I'm anonymous Breadbird's sister, and since the book has managed its way back to my home after being lost in the mail for almost 3 years, I've taken pictures of Riley's book. That's anonymous Breadbird's name is Riley, that we were originally going to send in 2022. And I do remember them reaching out. They asked for my address. I was waiting a book and I never got it. Um, so we were, and they're like international, so it was just like in the mail for a dumb amount of time. It may be irrelevant, and unfortunately, we are keeping Riley's photos for privacy reasons, so you won't be able to see that. Other than that, I have pictures of each page that has been filled. Originally, Riley, when she was told she was going to die, she asked me to send the book over so you could sign off as well if she died, which unfortunately happened back on November 25th, 2022. As of right now, I cannot afford the shipping price over to your country, so photos are the best I can get you. Is that okay if I send the photos over? Or if you even want to see them, if you don't want to remember her, that's okay too. I said, of course, I would love to see them. She said, oh, awesome. I said, I loved Riley very, very much. And then these are the mm, so these are the pictures, and I can show you later. I got permission. I asked what the intentions for this were, and they were like, I think Riley would have wanted you to show it to your community. And so this is the front page. It says, Kiki, I made a die compilation book and I will have it sent to you. And this book belongs to Cancer Fighter 2015 to 2022, and the darker lead is the older sister, and the Cancer Fighter is the lighter lead. I'm
Oh
like
my god.
shaking. It says, "Welcome, my life." And Riley and the sister, "Hey, if this comes a year late, I finally have this located and it will be sent soon." And these are all of the stickers that they collected when they went to chemo, first day at chemo, first surgery, first needle, Jesse stickers, faves. And so while they were going through this whole entire process, they were creating a whole entire book of all the stickers. A week after brain cancer diagnosis, nice to meet you. And they were kind of like writing back and forth in this book. And then just all of the pictures, 2 weeks on chemo and then more. And then they put a dinosaur. I was the dinosaur, Kiki. It was
Oh
so
my
cute. I guess
god.
it's because it's happy and go lucky.
That
um,
is
happy,
so
happy,
much. Wow.
happy Pride, Riley, and all of the picture. I'm like shaking a little bit.
That's crazy.
And then if we go down here, there's
Wow.
more stickers, and then you did amazing, gold star, happy birthday, big girl, you're 12. And this is another reason I'm always going to keep all of my content will always be all ages friendly. I'm going to be brand safe. I've had 12-year-olds, 13 and 15-year-olds. I will never like ever like disrupt the integrity of my content for anything, because I know who's watching and I know what effect I have on people now, and
That
I'm gonna
is
be responsible with
unbelievable.
that.
Of course, you have to be, right?
And,
But it's amazing that
and
you were able to touch somebody's life like that, you know?
this came out of
Like
nowhere too.
what did
Uh,
that feel like for you when you received this? Were you just like
I just cried.
you must have been
I just had
floored,
to.
like, oh my god.
It was in. I was. It's like you kind of like. I don't know. I kind of like want to ignore. Like, I guess I kind of want to. Like, do I really have an effect? That like it's easier to just say like I'm just doing this and I'm hoping I'm having an effect, but you don't really get to see. As a streamer, you get to put words out there, and they can come tell you if they mean a lot to you, or they could just have a huge impact and you never get to see it. That's just like what you have to do with being like a streamer. Like, you have an impact and you may not get to see it, but getting to see this was like such a like it was such a wake up call, and it was so amazing, and it was so humbling and honoring, and it just made me want to work harder on the subathon and go more forward with it. And they're saying like, "We love you, Kiki." Sorry, there's just a few more pictures. Like, "We love you, Kiki," and they drew like the family down there, and like, "Whoa, you're 12." And then at the bottom here, they drew me in with them, and we
Oh
said,
my
"We love you,
god.
Kiki, and
Wow.
I know you'll be okay whenever you're ready. I'm sorry you lost your voice,
You
but you're
broke
still like
Risa
our."
and Hallows. Look what you've done.
It's this isn't I
That
it
is
broke
so
me.
beautiful, Kiki. What the fuck?
I can't
Oh my
believe it. It
god.
said, "Hey, if I die, can you give this to Kiki? I miss you and tell her I sent you the letter to you. I love you, sissy." Um,
Oh my
and it
god.
was, "Now it's your turn, Kiki and viewers." And they were in every stream and they were always there. "You'll be safe. Fuck cancer. Rest in peace. Stay amazing. We love you." And getting that just was like, "Hey, okay, we're not stopping. You know what?
Yeah, I don't
I
blame
don't
you,
care.
Valkyrie.
Is
I'm
this
I'm feeling it heavy right now for sure. Like,
I
oh my god.
when you see that kind of stuff, it's irresponsible to stop.
Jeez.
It's irresponsible to think that you're
Correct.
not having an effect on the world. It's
Absolutely.
when you when you so many people don't have a voice, and so when you're told that you do and you don't choose to do stuff with it, it seems like you're doing everybody who didn't have the chance to speak up a disservice. And I want to be the voice of my community. That's why I care so much. That's why I connect so much. That's why I want to get to know them so much, because I'm not here to be like, I have a community. I'm here to say Valky is amazing, Mojo's amazing, Kat's amazing, Rissa's amazing, but like Yogi's amazing. Everybody, like, I'm here to tell you individually
You
why.
did
Like, I'm
an
not gonna say
entire
they're awesome, you better use
subathon.
them.
You did an entire subathon, and you didn't do it for yourself, you know?
I couldn't. It was
You made it
uncomfortable.
you made it about everyone else. You even
Because
called
it
it
was
like "Let
important.
yourself shine" or something, you know? Like
Cool
unreal.
beans.
Such an amazing
Is it
person, you
unreal? I
guys.
feel like
It
if
is.
anybody
It's
else,
incredible. It's very selfless, and you should be so proud of that.
I
Like that's
feel like
amazing.
if I feel like if the anybody else were in my position, they would maybe they would. I don't know. I don't know. I would like
I
to
think
think
a
that
lot
they
of
would
people
do the
are, and they don't.
same.
You know. So I think it's really beautiful that you've put this whole thing together, and you should be super proud of that. That's really, really nice. And it segues perfectly into our mental health and personal growth,
Yay!
right?
The story has
Jeff,
me
if you're
very
still in here, this
emotional.
one's for you, buddy. Big time.
I read that and this was 2 days before the subathon and I had only half of the planning done and I took the rest of the night off. I was like, I'm just gonna revel.
You're
In
just
sadness
like,
because
I can't.
I well, it was actually I took the whole entire night and I was like, this sadness is so beautiful. Like what I'm feeling, this heartbreak I'm feeling, if I didn't touch, if I wasn't a streamer, if I wasn't doing exactly what I want to do, and if I didn't affect Riley in such a beautiful way, I would not be feeling the sadness. This sadness is beautiful and I don't want to get rid of it. I want to feel my feelings. I want to feel the sadness and I want to let it sink in and have an effect on me. And I want to carry Riley and I want to make like her memory proud. And so I specifically took the night off so I could let it sink in and have an impact on me. I just meditated on it. Whew. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
Yeah, can we read the? Can we
we're
read the
we're
story?
all
I can
feeling
read it.
emotions right now, you know, like that's
Mm-hmm.
very a lot. It is like you must have not like a scrapbook, but like you must whenever you're feeling discouraged or you're feeling down on yourself, you must think back to this kid and be like, no,
I have a whole
you know,
entire album. Every time somebody in chat says something really, really, really like impactful or meaningful, I have a whole entire screenshot album and it says, "This is why I do it."
I absolutely love it. I'm gonna read Jeff's story. Is that okay?
Let's hear it,
While we're
please.
feeling vulnerable and emotional, this is a real story, you guys. You can read it yourself and the link that I posted earlier, jeffsmessageofhope.com. And Jeff is one of my closest friends since we were in grade 4, which was in 1997, I believe. We're very young. And he says his name is Jeffrey Gardner. And for the last several years, he's been struggling with depression and trying to manage grief. His goal has been to find ways to improve his overall mental and physical wellness. And he has a story that he basically put to the world. Despite being blessed with a wonderful support system of friends, family, and significant others who care very much, I reached a point 5 years ago where I could not imagine where I would be in the near or distant future. I lost hope and I gave into the feelings and the thoughts that there was no way forward for me. I made an attempt at my own life. Thankfully, my father had a hunch when I did not answer my phone. And made his way to my apartment and brought me to the hospital where I was saved. I was given a second chance. I reached out to the resources that were available, spoke to a therapist, and more recently a grief counselor, and ultimately decided that help is what I needed. And I'm glad I did. In 2023, more than ever, I feel there are people in all of our lives who may be suffering, whether it be insecurities, depression, anxieties, or issues that affect how we manage our everyday life. I want this chance I have been given to reverberate and empower others who are struggling to speak up and to seek the help they need to get better. I want this chance to influence people, to reach out their hand and pick up someone close to them who is struggling. Collectively, the impact we make is limitless. All that we need to do is reach out our hands, be vulnerable, and accept and accept help that is required for us to dig deep and become the best version of ourselves. Tell those you love, tell those you love that you love them, and that the world is a better place with them in it, because the world is a better place with you in it. And that is when he started his fundraiser. And I think it's a really powerful message. It's really emotional and it's really real. And I think it's something that needs to be talked about, and people need to hear it. You know, and you've started incorporating mental health a lot into your brand, right? I can
I have
say,
a very
right?
similar story.
And you've been very open about your ADHD, and you know, I think it's really brave of you to put yourself out there like that. Um, but how has that impacted you as a streamer, or has that brought you closer to your community?
I have a very, very, very similar story. I guess I don't talk about this much, but it's because it seems out of place. But because the floor is open, I'm happy to talk about it. I also, when I was younger, I was 17. I took a whole bunch of pills, and I now even have trouble swallowing vitamins, and I have to like grip something or like something crazy. I like laid in a coma for like 3 days. My mom, like by my side, didn't know what happened. She was just crying and praying, and somehow I made it out. And then the very next day, I tried to kill myself again, and my mom had switched the whole entire bottle with vitamin D pills and was like, okay, I see that you're not better. And so she took me to the hospital. I was thrown into the mental asylum with females. And the moment I got in there, I forgot everything had to do with me. I saw 6-year-old girls and 7-year-old girls who didn't want to live. And that killed me more than what I was going through. And I said, what, like, I tried to put myself in their place and try to understand, like, how can you be 6 and not want to live? Like, what is affecting you and making you not, like, your parents are fighting and then you're seeing that and you're thinking that you're not wanted or something. Like, I was trying to get behind the process, and I was like, okay, I want to, I, I couldn't stand that. So I remembered a video that I saw, and I actually reached out to the film director a few years ago and told him about the whole entire impact, because it was an impact that was even happening just a few years ago, um but like a year ago. But I remembered a video, and it was this blind man was sitting there begging for change, and he had just like a generic sign, and this woman was walking past, and he put his hands on her shoes, and he felt that they were like shiny heels, and he heard her pick up his sign and write something on the back and then put it down, and then she left. And the whole rest of the day, he just kept hearing like money being put into it, right? And like just kept putting money into it. And then like she stopped by on the way home from work, and he felt her shoes again, so he knew it was the same person. And he was like, what did you write on my sign? Like, everybody's been giving. And before, it was just like, I'm blind, please help. And on the other side, she had written, it's a beautiful day and I can't see it. And so I remembered that, and I was like, okay, yeah, that is something that I want. That's the message I want to bring to these girls. And so I got everybody together, and we all made a big huge banner, and everybody signed it, and it said, it's a beautiful day and I'm alive to see it. And that drive, like that was like my first giving high. That was like my first, like, making a difference feels good. Like, I was feeling pain, and then I saw that they were feeling pain, and the desire to relinquish their pain outweighed my ability to feel mine. So that's when I was like, okay, I want to go full force with that. I just, if I feel better, I feel less pain when I'm helping other people. And along the way, I was able to work on myself during that, instead of like bashing myself and putting myself down and focusing on my pain, because I was giving the whole entire time. I was able to take the quiet and like evaluate. Like, it's still a growth process, but it's been wonderful. And ever since then, I've just had a heart for connection. And then one of the most beautiful things I learned soon after that was about the human library. And there exists like a whole entire exhibit where people stand there and they just give their story, and you can go up to somebody and you can ask them their story, and they can tell you. And that is a book, that is somebody's words, and you can like see a whole new world through that. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And I think that it's just been a snowball passion of just like a human
Paying
interaction
things
and
forward and just
value.
doing
Yeah.
something that's
It
bigger than
it's
yourself, right?
yeah. I think
And
that is the biggest thing that I've learned. when you have fears, if you can have a priority that is bigger than those fears, and then the fear shifts because not reaching that dream, not reaching that priority is the new fear and the insecurity. What if they say this? What if they say that slips away because the loudest voice in your head says, but what if you don't have an impact on people? That becomes a scary thing. And I think seeing what an impact I could have and then knowing that that was possible and never doing that again was scarier than anything. Like the idea that girls would go through their whole life like feeling not loved, feeling like taking on other people's burdens, like not wanting to live, that was scarier. Knowing that there were people out there like who felt that way, that was terrifying. And nothing else mattered. Like that was I wanted to get rid. Yeah.
There's so much love in the chat for you right now. I think it's
I
so
love you
beautiful.
guys. I
So
love
much
you
of it is
guys.
actually people even from my community that are like, this is a beautiful soul, you know? And you are. I
beautiful.
think it's so great that at 17 years old you're able to have this mental capacity and
It actually
ability to
worked
look
out
beyond
perfectly
yourself, you
because I
know?
was underage, so everything got wiped off. So I was
Oh,
able to
there you
go
go.
through
Yeah.
that and have a fresh start and not like that didn't carry me the rest of my like that didn't follow me
Sure.
the rest of my life. It
But it
happened at
could
a point where
have,
I was able to learn.
even if it wasn't labeled, it could have still stuck with you in a very
Oh,
different
right. But
way,
I'm
you know?
yeah. But like
So I think it takes
legally in the eyes of society, I
in the
was
eyes of
able to
society,
go
sure.
through this little transformation and nobody was the
Absolutely.
wiser. I also
Yeah.
used to be 300 pounds, if
Good night,
anybody,
Insomni
if you
Cat.
guys.
Big love. Thank you for stopping in.
And his
Thank you so
name
much
is
for being
John
here.
C.
Mental, like people, how they treated me when I was heavy to how they treated me now. Like that was very eye opening too. And that like made me want to like get past the like first initial, like the first impression and like the shall like book by its cover thing. That was never my thing. So I always knew like you're gonna meet somebody for the first time, but like getting to know them is what's important.
It is, yeah, and I think that that stays with you. The same as sadness or dark energy would. Healing somebody else or being there for somebody else is something that you take away with you, and it helps you um, get through your heavier times. Um, for me, I was 15 when I left home, and it was very difficult, and there was a lot of things that I dealt with when I was
Wow.
15 that was like really heavy around drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. And it took me a lot to walk away from it. Right, addiction is a very real thing. Mental health is a very real thing, and I think by sharing these stories and helping others realize that they're not alone and going through this stuff motivates people to find the strength to be or do something better beyond themselves that will help them in
Yeah.
turn feel better about what they went through,
And I
and
think
that's
it's
what this
super
platform's all
underrated.
about.
Yeah, words have power, and just like the simple fact of like giving your testimony, like that alone is powerful because other people that like lets other people feel not alone, and they see that you're courageous enough to talk about it. So now they don't feel alone, and they feel like they can talk about it, and that's they holding something in is the worst because emotion is energy in motion, and if you and like when you feel emotion, it's always a reaction either to a thought that has happened or somebody else. So if you are constantly receiving energy and motion and you're not letting it out in any way, whether it be venting, crying, like any kind of release, that's when it gets destructive and harmful and damaging.
I think Jeff said a really good point here. The hardest part is starting,
Yeah, it's huge.
right? It's taking
And
that leap and making that change from a habit that
I
it's all you know to feel better, right? It's
I
Go ahead.
I think in this particular stance though, like I feel like women are able to like talk about themselves more openly, but from men, a man's standpoint, right? Like mental health that is the hard part. It is like the opening up. It is the right.
I think a lot of people are actually raised to not feel things or hide their emotion or suppress it or
Hmm.
just get over it, be a man, is the expression, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's not talked about enough. How like that by itself is just like such a negative effect on mental health. So you
mhm,
just talking about it is actually like revolutionary for men. Like that you're like standing up for every man who wish that they could talk about it. And so you have the voice, like, and you're doing the hard thing, the thing that nobody else wants to do is just talking about it. And that is the first step.
exactly.
So true.
So true. And there's actually a picture that circulated around the internet for a while, and it's a drawing of a man being crushed by a rock, and he's holding a woman who's hanging off a cliff, and there's a snake underneath in like a little alcove that's biting her. And I think it goes beyond men and women. I think there's definitely something to it, especially with men and how we're raised to be, manly. Don't share your emotions. Don't like none
Yeah.
of these things, right? But this picture really resonates with me a lot because it comes down to communication, right? The woman doesn't see the man being crushed by the rock and is like, "Why aren't you pulling harder to get me up over this cliff?" And the man doesn't see her getting bitten by this snake and he's like, well, why aren't you helping yourself and getting up here with me, right? Whereas if they
Mhm.
just talk to each other, they could work through their problems. I think it goes beyond men and women. I think it goes beyond
Communication.
relationships.
Oh
It's
my god.
everything. Communication is so
But
much,
but
right?
society kind of hammers into you to shut up, grin and bear
It
it. Image is
does. a
everything. And
hundred
what is
percent.
image? Image doesn't talk. Image doesn't respond. Image just takes, and image just like is there. And image is fake. And image is a small part of a bigger. It's so incorrect. Yeah, and I feel like unfortunately you guys are getting like this generational like kind of like terrible like what
As an
wasn't
elder
fixed in the
millennial, it
past three
disturbs me deeply.
generations you guys. Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, you guys, it just gets harder and harder because I feel like the previous generation didn't know how to deal with it. So instead of fixing it, they just added to it. So now you've got like 5 generations of mental health stuff on you and you don't know what's going on because you don't know why, but it doesn't feel right. And it's because 60 years it wasn't okay, but nobody said that. And we're just all thinking that that's okay. And nobody's
You
figuring
know?
out stuff for themselves. They're just like looking around and they're saying, "Is this okay? This okay?" And then somebody's like, "That's gonna make me money." Yeah, that's okay. Like it. Ugh.
I really
Yeah.
start thinking a lot about this stuff around this season, to be honest.
Hmm.
I think the holidays hits people really heavily. I think seasonal depression is a very real thing that a lot of people go through and they don't understand why they're so emotional. They don't understand why they're so happy, angry, sad, up, down, emotional roller coaster as of like November, right? There's all this pressure to, buy everybody everything, for Christmas. You have to be giving gifts. You have to spend money. And people put themselves physically in debt to make other people in their lives happy, which should be an ironically beautiful thing. But it ends up making them very depressed that now they have like I just spent all my money on gifts. What am I going to do? You know. Um, so I think it's important around the holidays to kind of have these conversations and think about mental health, think about what other people are going through around this
Yeah.
time. And when people are stressed, if people, like you said earlier, somebody's reaching out to you, like, why haven't you answered my message? Maybe take a minute before you send that message and think, like, what is that person going through right now? You know, um,
Yeah.
it's really important.
And also,
Um,
I would like to say, if you're the one who's receiving that message, also understand that like everything that you're experiencing and the feelings that you're feeling, that person has no idea. So, be kind to them in return too. Like
yeah, of course. And
they might need to put more thought into it, but like from my standpoint, I always try to understand like they like this is going on
it's
with your
coming
mental
from
health,
a
like they
place of
know.
love. You understand that, right? But
Yeah, and I
also
think
to the
that's
people
it's just
receiving
both
that
people being
message,
thoughtful.
exactly. The person receiving that message, understand that we don't hate you and we're not intentionally ignoring you.
Hmm.
And from our side, understand that that's really just that person trying to connect with you and trying to be closer to you as well. Just be kind. That's the message, right?
Just be kind.
Just be kind, you guys. It's not
Be
hard.
kind. That's it.
Just
Mic
be
drop.
good to each other. It's
Bars.
Christmas. Cookie death.
Bars. Bars. Also,
Oh my
if
god.
this like if we can get this subathon to extend to Christmas, I'm
Wouldn't that be
excited.
something? I would love
I
that.
would love to spend Christmas with everybody who doesn't have anyone to spend Christmas with because me too. I
I
would
think
love
that's
to. I
beautiful.
would love to be on Twitch with everybody.
We'll have you down for
I'm
Christmas,
just
Kiki.
wait. Sorry,
Don't you
I was
worry.
talking to the universe real quick.
No, I think the universe needs to hear it. There are a lot of people that are alone on Christmas.
I
There's
would
a lot of
love to
people
be
that
there.
are separated from their family. There's a lot of people that are away from their family. In my personal journey, my mother-in-law passed away during COVID when our borders were closed and we lived in two provinces. And my wife was not able to go home and say goodbye to her mom who passed away. It's what brought us back home and closer to her family, right? But we were completely isolated. And for many years, we just had each other, which we were lucky during COVID to have that. A lot of people were completely alone in an apartment
Yeah.
by themselves with nobody and nothing, right? So using a platform to be
We
able to
took
connect
the
with people.
internet.
No, that's
We
it,
took the
right?
internet.
You asked where did the mentality come from? I think we were
Yeah.
forced into it a little bit, right? Like
Yeah,
this is a real thing and a real change that happened over years. Like it was very intense, right? To other streamers, what advice would you give to them if they wanted to start addressing mental health awareness or they started wanting to participate or organize charity streams?
If you want to do, oh, I think it's just the same. Like, be afraid of not having an impact. Be afraid of not chasing your dreams. Make that the thing that's scarier, like not being yourself. Imagine like going through your whole entire life where you tried to be someone else. That sounds miserable and terrible and not fulfilling, and you're gonna regret that much later. And so let's just skip all the regret and just be yourself. Nobody else has that ability. It's impossible. They can't replicate you, I think. And so once you realize that and you lean into it, that's when we stop focusing on the bad, we can focus on the good. And if we can stop looking at all of the thing, oh yeah, it I would just say, yeah, make the priority um that like not chasing your dreams would be scary. Sorry. Sorry, I'm getting I'm getting
I
greedy.
think that's the bottom line in the message, right? Don't be
Be
afraid to
afraid
use
to
your
be someone
voice.
else. Yeah, be
Speak.
afraid.
If you feel something, let it out. You know? If you want to say
Just do
something,
it.
scream it from the hilltops, guys.
Shia LaBeouf
It's
really,
your
really did
duty
have.
to humanity to do better
Oh,
and to do
one other
something
thing I
for
would
someone
like to
who isn't
say.
you, right?
I
Please
have
go.
noticed, I think a lot of people think that it's inspiration, motivation, and then action, but that's not true. Sometimes it's action, motivation, inspiration. Sometimes you have to just make your feet go. Sometimes you just have to sit down and start doing it. Sometimes even if you're like, I'm having writer's block, it doesn't matter. Write the first
Sometimes you can
sentence
have
and
the
then it'll come.
inspiration
Start
and
it.
not the motivation. Until you actually do something, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Action is what pushes forward. I would ever say, if you don't feel like you're feeling it, if you like, action. And then if you find that you did not, it also action it, yeah, just do it, do the action. And also, if you need to look at your goals, you need to say, am I in love with the result or am I in love with the process? Because for me, I love editing videos. I love talking to my keepers during the stream. I love waking up thinking about the stream. I love every part of streaming. I love the journey. I love the way it makes you feel. I'm in love with the process. I couldn't do it if I wasn't. I'm not even in love with the end result, because I feel like the end result is where I'm at. Like, I'm happy at where I'm at. Like, I could stay at this like growth level and be happy. I feel very fulfilled
Absolutely.
because it's not about cloud or money. It's
It's
being around
something
people
you
that
do
I care.
creatively
Yeah,
for yourself that you get to share with the world. And it's there
exactly.
forever. The internet is forever, Keeks, right? Like whatever
Yeah,
you put into it, it will be there for however long that site exists, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think for me it's the same way. I'm very happy with, and I actually said it in one of my past streams, is I'm amazed at how far our little community has come over the last year and how tightly knit we are, how much fun we have together. Starting this stream team and meeting other like-minded people has been so motivating and inspirational for me to want to keep streaming, you know? I have some crazy life changes that are coming up next year where I'm gonna have to kind of rebalance and rethink about how I do things. But this time has really been for me, and it's so special that we get to share that with the world, right? Um, Jeffrey has a comment on how special the stream has been. Everyone involved has been incredibly positive, and that's what he loves to see. And Yogi, anytime you want to talk, buddy, we are here, and we support what you support. And I think it's beautiful that you do that. That's really
Ooh, let me have a question
really
for you.
amazing.
Okay, so like for Yogi and me were just talking the other day, and I think this community means so much to me because so many people have come in and they came in as viewers and then they became like pillars of light. And so like I've seen like my first 2 months, Zombie, now he's like a League streamer and he's got a community of his own. Anna got her own community, and they came in one way and then they saw what I was doing, and then they were like, okay, I want to do that too. And then they went and made their own communities and they became their own lighthouses. And so I think that that is beautiful and it's so possible. And I love when that happens. And that's kind of the direction I see Yogi going in. And we were talking about like men's mental health. And so for somebody who isn't established, isn't like a streamer, what advice would you give to someone who wants to like create something like that from the very bottom? It says, I want to fight for men's mental health, but where do I start? What would you say to him?
That's a great question. Is that to Yogi or to me or
It's
to
to you.
both?
No, it's to you for Yogi.
To you for Yogi. I love that. So I
Callie,
love
welcome in. Thank you for the
I love to
follow.
use Jeff all the time as a perfect example. Okay, this was a guy that had hit absolute rock bottom. He had no platform. He had no voice to speak to himself, and he himself was in a point of his life where he didn't see any way forward.
Mhm.
And he channeled that energy and he said, I'm going to find a way to make it out there. And so I think Jeff can weigh in on this and chat a lot too, but he did the research, what foundations are out there that are like-minded and aligned with my values. That's your starting point. Do research, find out what's out there. There are so many foundations, charities, causes that are there for Earl to T20, therefore I'm a big streamer MC.
That's hilarious.
Not 20 on the fundraising, boys. MC now owes Jeff $20. It's canon. For $1 for every face of the die. But no, this is I don't know what just happened, sorry. My camera is elsewhere apparently.
You're still a
I'm
treat.
back. I am a little cookie. It's okay. I'll be a cookie. So what I have to say for Yogi is don't be shy to, once you find that cause that you want to fight for, get out there, be yourself, be genuine, reach out to them, don't be scared. The worst they're going to tell you is we're not looking for more sponsors right now, or we're not in that spot.
I'm not talking about sponsors or anything. I'm talking about
But
how does he bring
this is where
them together?
This is where
Like,
it starts.
if he wants to bring people together and say, hey, how do we, like, I want to just like meeting his friends, not even like go out into like an event organization.
That's exactly
like,
how it starts. Talk to your friends, man. Be like, look, this is my vision. This is what I want to raise money for. Brainstorm. What can we do to make this happen, right? And then put it into action. And it doesn't all happen at once. It's a process. You gotta work through it and you gotta grind it out. But you'll be amazed when you actually take that step, how many people will rally behind you and support what you're trying to push for.
Yes.
It's
crazy.
honestly,
it's wild.
it is absolutely insane. Kiki,
Wild.
you had an idea for a subathon. How many people came rushing to you to be like, we love you and we're here for you and we want to be part of what you're doing? Right? Like, that's insane.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
I felt confident that my friends were going to be here, but I didn't expect anybody else to care.
You know? there are so many people going through what you're going through. Just having somebody to be brave enough to stand in front of it and say, I will take the shit for you. Just get behind me. They'll be there. 100%. And I think Jeff can confirm this, you know? He said it too. There's always someone there who cares no matter what. And it starts with one person, which becomes 2 people, which becomes 4, which becomes 12, which becomes 200, right, Kiki? Like, it's really...
Yeah, that was in... Yeah, I'm so shocked that is what happened.
It's really like,
a nice little...
you know, mind-blowing. But it's beautiful at the same time. And it gives me faith that humanity is not as horrendous as we make it out to be.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I don't know who said humanity was horrendous.
What just happened? We moved again. Hang on. Oh, this came on. There we go. I'm back. Cookie is back. We're fine. So, yeah, you know, I think that's my advice to you specifically, Yogi, is be the front line. Be the vanguard, and don't be scared to get your message out because people want to hear it. I promise you. I pledge that I will be behind you from afar up in Canada, and I'm sure Jeff will as well. So you're already up 2 people. You got 3 people out the gates, man. You know?
I'm loud. I should count as 2 people.
We yell real loud.
Like a lot of people, right? I'm like a little Kiki ensemble. I feel sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. You know, so I think that's you know, kind of the mental health section and really what I want to get across to people is if you have an idea, it's a good idea. There's no such thing as a bad idea. I mean, some things are bad ideas, but if it's with good intention and it's to do better for somebody else, no idea is a wrong idea. Just put it out to the world and you'll be amazed at how many people recognize and appreciate that you have the courage to do it. Bring all the chaos as long as it's helping, Wildfang. Constructive chaos only. Okay? Thank you. Tips and tricks for new streamers. I don't think we're gaming tonight, Kiki. I hope that's okay. I'm really... We can for an hour if you want. I'm just so I'm so into this that I think we're just gonna keep it as a just chatting thing because I love your vibe. I've loved your vibe from the moment I got rated into your stream. I love your community.
Me too.
And I love that you're with us. You know? Jeff said it too. He's so happy that you shared your story, and he says never lose your heart. I think that's a beautiful message.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. It's easy to be lovely with lovely people. It's easy to be nice.
Still it. Y'all cute as fuck in this chat. You're damn right. Still it. We cute as fuck, BB.
Oh, you're so cute. As someone who has been in Kiki's community for almost 4 years now, I am proud to say that she is the reason I started my stream career, and for my phone, might I add, since I don't have a PC. Yeah.
There it is.
She's such an inspiration, not only to me, but to everyone she cried. No, Cyborg has been a
instantly followed.
Like 3rd month.
Instantly followed. Thank you so much for that story.
He's been in every single stream since I was streaming for 3 months when he followed me. He's been in every single stream, every event, everything, and he doesn't even have a PC. He's doing all of this from his phone. If you want to talk about like
no excuses, guys. If you want to do it, just do it. You know? Oh yeah. Tips and tricks for new streamers is our next topic that we're going to get into. We have 3 more topics. I think we've got time to stretch this out to an hour with the way we talk. Yeah. I think it'll be no problem at all. You like to tangent, I like to tangent. We meet in the middle. It's a beautiful collaboration of footy energy. But I would love
and his name is John C.
Thank you so much. Yogi! My little chat bay. Thank you so much for that follow. I would really love Stilla to actually weigh in on these next topics as well, because for such a young guy, he is doing so well, you guys. His energy is so genuine. Immaculate. He has one of the most complicated streaming setups I have ever seen in my entire life, but he makes it work, and he's just, you feel his joy in what he's doing. He's dancing, He's drinking. We had a moment in his chat where he's like, I want all of us to just share some embarrassing photos and some, nostalgic
So
photos
cute.
in his Discord while he's on stream. He puts up his Discord and we start going through photos and we were laughing. We were having an amazing time. And
That's how you bond with the
that's how you
homies,
bond. It's how
bro.
you
That's
make
how you bond.
that's how you connect with people in your stream, in your community. It's how you grow. It's how people come back
Some
and
people are
remember,
naturals
like,
at it.
I had an amazing time with this guy. I want to have a beer with him right now, but he's on the other side of the world, so I'm gonna join him in stream.
Are we
That's
getting
what
him
it's
in this?
that's what
Are we
it's
getting him
about.
in this call, or is he just talking from chat?
He'll just talk from chat if he wants to jump in
Thank you,
call. I'm
Babs.
totally open to it, but just happy he's here. But I think he's got a lot of interesting uh, perspectives and a very unique way of streaming. So I think he'd be a great advocate for what we're about to talk about. Um, first question for you, Keeks, is for someone just starting out, what are 3 key tips that you would give them to help get them started in creating engaging streams? So not just somebody sitting there not talking, I think that's my first contribution to this question is always talk. Even if nobody's watching you, whatever's in your head, let it out. Just be talking as if as if your chat was full, even if you only have 1 or 2
Yeah,
people.
I mean that's what it is. Like it's dressed for the job, right? It's essentially like talk to 300 people. Talk like you're talking to 300 people, and you will have 300 people. If you create, if you build it, they will come. If you build a like constantly interactive, like flowing, like that's what you are going to receive. You people don't go into like an empty parking lot trying to buy tomatoes. No, they go and buy the grocery store, and then people come. You're not going to people aren't going to come in there and wait for you to be funny and interesting. You have to be
Exactly.
that.
And even if it's not live, I think,
Yeah.
we're
Take
going to get
improv
into.
classes. I mean, that's if you really want to start somewhere. Improv is teaching you how to do stuff on the fly and like become more of yourself and like
That's
use
an
that to like
excellent.
figure out
I
problems.
never actually even thought of that, but that would have been an
Improv is so
amazing
good.
thing. I think I'm kind of born with verbal diarrhea, so I'm able to just talk to myself and it's okay. But for somebody
Yeah.
that's maybe a little bit more shy
Yeah.
or
Somebody who
unsure,
Mhm.
improv is such an amazing idea to get out of your comfort zone, out of your shell.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's what
then
you're
if you're
doing.
able
You're
to
like
do that face to face with another person, you can do it facing yourself on a stream.
the one of the best pieces of advice that I just got from I'm gonna call you out Mojo, and I've said this I think every single day since they said it. Just because it didn't go right doesn't mean it didn't go well. And that is like that goes back to improv too. Like being able to know like perfect and like amazing aren't the same thing. And being able to like differentiate those two and like appreciate them for what they are because amazing can include flaws. But perfect, that perfect could not be amazing, you know?
That is very true. Um, I think it segues really, really well into this question. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, but um, tools and strategies that you would use to stay organized and consistent, I think, are really important. But what are
Something I would
I think you grow your stream outside of Twitch, right? A lot of it is your
heavily
content create. A lot of it is your content creation that brings people to your channel, right?
something I'm
A lot
gonna
of it's
recommend to every
right.
single small streamer is a Discord called what is it, Monkey Raiders. That is where I started. That's where I met so many other people. And it doesn't even have to be that one, but it's a collection of people who are actively looking to support and be supported. And so if you go into that kind of like environment and atmosphere and like have like get you need to know what kind of company you want to keep. You don't it's dangerous to go in and just be around anybody. You need to actively search for people with values that are similar to yours. So if you want to grow, you need to look for other people who are growing, and that's how you grow. If you want to like be stagnant, then keep chilling with your homies that aren't doing anything with their life because you have to seek it out. If you want it, go get it. You got to be a go getter. If it's not, it rarely comes to you.
Nothing.
Eh,
Sometimes you get lucky, right? We'll say that there is
Streamer monkeys
organic.
or something
There
like that.
there is organic things that happen, but I love that. Get into a large community Discord that's of like-minded people, that's
They're
of
out there.
streamers that are
They
starting out, get
monkey
involved in
streamers, they
groups.
all sit in a VC and they collectively they go down the list and they raid everybody. So they ensure support. So those are people who like have or they've been doing this a long time and they know what they're doing. You need to find like people who already have experience. Like if you're coming into it, you don't have experience. You need to like look around you and learn
Be a
or
sponge.
stumble for a long time.
Find the smartest guy in the room and be a sponge, right? Or girl, for that matter. But
Yeah. Watch
I
other
think it's
streamers.
really it's
Take
important to have a mentor, right? Like I said, for me, Nick was everything to me when I was getting started streaming. I was completely like, what's this? What's that? How does this even work? And he was like, let me give you some tips and tricks and let me guide you, right? Finding a mentor, I think, is really really important when you start out. But actively building content outside of Twitch is really important as well. I think TikTok is probably one of the fastest way to grow. Just
TikTok is yeah. I don't know how to
unfortunately,
help, but
I'm not a
it
big
is.
fan of the app, but it's a great platform to get your name out and get
Yeah.
growing quickly.
I would recommend
Um,
to everybody who's just starting out, if you have 0 followers, call in your homies, get them, be like, "Hey guys, I need you for a week. Come sit in my until I start getting following." Because when you're sitting at 0, I think it just kind of stays at 0. But if you
yeah.
can get one other person in there, if you can call your mom, if you can get like somebody to support, what the heck? If you can get somebody to support you, that's where it starts. And that's when the algorithm starts kicking in. So call on the support you already have. And if you don't have any support, it's probably because you're not being supportive. So
that
go support
that's a big
or
thing.
invest your energy in other people who will return it. If
Yeah.
you're being supportive and you're not getting it back, you're at a dead end and that's a fruitless endeavor.
Yeah. You're not going out there and giving support and being engaged with other people because you expect something from them, but
Yeah,
you should want to be around people that want to see you succeed and want to help you move yourself forward. I think that's just positive. Giving positive energy to receive positive energy is not giving and expecting back. There's a fine line, I think, between the two, but it's important to be there, right? You need to make friends. You need to expand. You need to meet other people who maybe have more experience or can teach you a thing and take from them and grow, right?
I
Um,
agree. Absolutely. Well said.
oh, thank you so much, Yogi. Always send the good vibes for free. This is the way. Um, what do you think the most important thing a streamer can do to start building a loyal community? And I think this is right up your alley because your followers would die for you. Like the keepers are
I
real,
think
man.
it's because
So
I
would the
would
cookie
die for
fam. Like
them.
they exactly. I think that's what it is. But how did you build that trust with them?
By not
How did
seeing them
you
as viewers, by not seeing them as numbers, not seeing them as screen names, by asking them about their day. And when they would answer, continue asking. If you feel like your chat's slow, it's because you're not asking enough. I can ask you, how was your day? Oh, cool. I had work. Oh, what was your favorite part of work? Oh, okay, I did this. Oh, does that happen? You can continue asking. If you are running out of stuff to talk about, you're, you got to ask. And when people understand that you're here to be their friend and genuinely ask about their day and like you care about what happens and they're not just another number to you and that you're not on your phone during the stream and you're focusing on them and it's actually a friendship that's being built, then they are going to reciprocate. I i am realizing I felt like for some reason, and this has to do with trauma, that I had to convince everybody that I was being genuine, or I had to convince people that I really was a good person. And this is from being told that I wasn't for a very long time unfairly. And I think that I just it was just trust. I think I just looked around and I was like, I've been trying so hard to like, like tell these people that I want to be their friends. And I think they already know. And I think I just need to like settle into it and just understand that it's a beautiful, slow, trusting work at it every day. And I think another one of the things that you actually can't grow unless you have is consistency. And that consistency also shows that you're trustworthy, that you're going to show up at the same time, same place. You are going to make a promise and you'll be there and people will see that. And that's just one way of seeing you being honest. And if you can keep up that, then that opens up so many other ways that you can continue to be honest and build connection and build trust with people. And yeah, I think there's no cure, there's no, hey, you guys want to come be my fans, and they're like, yeah, sure. It's like nobody wants, no, like, what is in it for them, and you
I
just
think
look
that's a common
terrible.
misconception too. Is like people think you just magically got
Hey,
to where you
can you
were.
guys
They
think
don't
I'm really
see.
cool? Like what is that? Like you, I don't know how to
Oh
make
my
somebody
god,
believe
I'm
that, but I
dying.
can just be myself and hope that they like that and then want to be their friend too and build something valuable.
Absolutely. I think that's a important thing to touch on is people don't see how much work goes into outside of stream, and they don't realize
Yeah.
that it's a lot of your time, it's a lot of your energy that goes into making fun creative moments, that goes into creating content, that goes into engaging with people socially on Discord, that goes into bonding with other streamers. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
and you have to love doing it, or you're doing it for the wrong reasons, right? So for a new streamer, I think those are kind of our key first tips and tricks. And then once you get started, I think growing a personal brand is something that's really important as well, and that becomes kind of your identity. So that's our next segment here, and I think you've done an amazing job growing a personal brand. um, how did you carve out a niche for yourself? How did you make yourself stand out from every other streamer?
Honestly, I think I'm just so neurospicy and I've always been this way, but I kind of try to like not let it show or try to I know I'm a lot, but I'm going to like hold back some of it. And it really was again just like the everyday trust, like Squall, like specifically, I remember having conversations and I said, "Do you really think that I can just do whatever I want and like and not like I said that and he was like not that but like in so many words I was like I can just really be myself and that's okay." And he was like yeah and I was like okay. And then from there I just my whole entire stream is just a show and tell. I literally go find something that makes me happy and then I bring it to my friends and I show them. And if I hope it makes them happy, if it doesn't I don't get upset because like we're different people. But like it really is, this brings me joy and you guys have similar vibes and we're friends because we have a lot in common. So if it gives me joy, it might give you joy and it usually does. And that it creates for a happier experience then. And like, okay, you guys want me to play Call of Duty this day and you want me to, and then you see me sweat and they're like, you're not having fun. That's hurting you. I remember when I was trying to keep up with my ad breaks, it was 1 minute ads three times an hour. And I had just come back from TwitchCon and they're like you need to work around that. Like it really is discouraging to people when they're just enjoying your content and without any notice they get hit with an ad and then they come back and they feel like they've missed content. So like you really need to like stop playing the game and like make that community time because the people who are seeing you are part of your community. So I was working really really hard to like create that, like, hey guys, I'm not here for the money but I know that this thing is happening and I want you to know I'm going to pause the game, I'm going to take this time to be community oriented. And sorry, I like rabbit trailed again.
No,
Can we
but
just
it's a profound and it's an honest answer, and that's what we need. And I think
it
that's how you carve out your niche and how you grow your personal brand. Is it's a
yeah, yeah.
personal brand. It's you as a
Oh yeah,
person,
that
right?
yes,
Be
the ad thing stressed me
yourself,
out. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
That thing stressed me
It's
out so much that my community saw that it was stressful, and they loved me enough to come and be like, "Hey, I know you think that this is good, but the amount it's stressing you out, it's not good, and we don't like it." So that showed me that they really cared, just genuinely for me, and that was another thing that was like, "Okay, I can be myself." And once that was down, I just went full fledged with it, and I guess we like it. I'm still doing it. This is what's happening right
you
now.
still there.
We all
You
like
still
it.
doing the thing.
Hi, Reese. Welcome in. The bubblegum goth. Oh, that was Rissa. Yeah.
Bonus question: what is your dog's name? Because it is
Sable.
freaking cute.
Unstable
Sable
Sable.
is so beautiful. I live vicariously for this dog. I used to have 2
She's
huskies.
amazing. I can't believe I got her at a rescue.
and
She was a rescue. Can you believe it? She's so
Please
beautiful.
always rescue, you guys. Seriously, Hallows has like so many
Yeah.
cats that she's saved. It's the most fulfilling thing you can do in your life. Is
Welcome back.
giving animals have such short lives, and giving them a beautiful life is such a beautiful thing to do. Jeff is another guy. He's got an entire zoo at his house. He's got, I think, a lizard, 3 dogs, 2 cats, you know, and he's constantly fostering.
That's amazing.
Save
Yo,
an
I
animal,
don't
guys.
know.
They've been through so much. All they do is love people and treat them like dirt. And then you can give them a beautiful home and a beautiful life for the rest of your life. And they will love you so much, unconditionally, no strings attached. If you want to be happy, save an animal, you know?
You have to understand how beautiful people who have hearts for animals are, because that is literally a passion without like expectations. Like as much love as you give those animals, you are satisfied by them existing. You don't need anything from them. They don't need to do tricks to make you happy. They don't have to like go out and make 5 figures for you to accept them. Like they just exist and you love that, and you still like giving makes you happy, right? Like
this is such a positive community chat, you guys. I love this so much. Hallow says, if you can adopt, doing something to make their life a little easier means everything. She feeds the neighborhood cats and has a feral shelter in her backyard. That's like, wow. I love that.
Yeah.
I freaking love that. Also, if you have cats, please don't let them outside. Horrible things happen when they go outside. Indoor cats is fine, you know? Anyway, Hallows is a gem. Jeff is a gem. The people in the cookie fam are a gem, as are the keepers.
Because
and I think
you're
this
a
is
gem.
why
Gems
this is
attract
such a
gems.
beautiful chat, you guys. I just love it. I love it so much. Collaboration, I think, is an interesting thing to talk about, and we're doing it now. But it does take stars. Thank you so much. It does take a lot of courage to bond and expose yourself. Oh my God, stars! Are you kidding me?
He planned all of this. He wrote all of the questions. He put so much work and effort into this. Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Stars, no.
That's my stars. That's my stars. That's my best friend. That's my bestie.
Stars, why? I don't deserve this. Sub to her. Sub to Jeff. Don't sub to me. What are you doing?
Look how easy it was. Look how easy it was for stars to give to you. It was easy for him because you are worth it and you deserve it.
Beautiful man.
5 subs is nothing on your worth, baby. It was easy for stars to do that. Look at that.
That is so beautiful.
Easy
Thank you so much,
peasy.
stars. What
You're
a
so worth
beautiful human. Anyways.
You have to understand there is a value in receiving too.
Yes, there is. Absolutely. It makes you feel special. You know how to make a man feel special, stars.
No, but also when you when you let it soak in and then you feel special, you have now the Midas touch, because whatever you touch.
There you go. Leave everything better, baby.
Special.
That's the message of the day. But
I'm telling you, the support mains are the real those are the real DPSs. The support I couldn't be a support main. You guys have your eyes on everybody.
I have been a healer for many years in World of Warcraft, and let me tell you, that is stress. If you want to stress, if you want a stress simulator, play a Discipline Priest and Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft. While everybody is running, they're like, we're gonna pull the entire fucking dungeon, okay? And then we're gonna yell at you if we die. It's your fault that you let us die. Shout out to all the supports out there, big time. Y'all know it. If you've done it, you know.
The IRL supports. We're out here.
They are.
I'm
man.
a day and 9 hours in. I'm like a day and 10 hours in, and they're just like I'm not getting tired. They're not letting me get tired. Every time my energy starts to wane, they fill me back up. I'm the definition of extrovert. I'm a.
How many hours are we at now?
Y'all are delicious.
Are we like close to 35 hours? I think we must be.
I don't have anything scheduled after this.
No, Valkyrie, don't do that. Valkyrie understands. He understands the pain of the support. collaboration, right? And I think this has been one of the most beautiful collabs I've ever done.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes, please. I expect honesty. I
I
give honesty and
before
I
this
want it back.
subathon, before this is my first real interaction with collaboration. My whole entire 4 years, I've never really collabed with people. I've been terrified. It is. I feel like
It's scary. You're exposing
yeah,
yourself and your precious community to somebody you don't really know. And you don't know how that first, especially the first time you collaborate with somebody, maybe you've played
yeah.
games with them, but you don't know how they are in front of a camera. They don't know how they're going to engage with you
I
or how they're going to treat your people, you know? It's intense.
I literally said for 4 years, I'm scared of collaboration. And then on the 4 year anniversary, because of the support and love and confidence that this community has given me, I was like, fuck it, we ball nothing but collaborations on this subathon. So I went from like zero to that's
To
all I'm
everything.
experiencing. And you guys did that. I couldn't have done that alone. I've never done it to
I
this
like to
point. And
think
you
the
guys,
footies influenced you a little bit. I think that raid train
so
had such
yeah.
positive energy that it infected you, and now you've got a taste of collaboration. I personally, my favorite thing to do as a streamer is make content with other people. I think it's so fulfilling. It's such a great way to meet new people. It's so beautiful to, for me, when I get to do these just chatting streams and people get to tell me their message, tell me their story. That's why I love to do this. And I think that follows through into the people watching and enjoying these conversations and being part of these conversations is all through collaborative efforts. So, what I would say is when you do have a community and you're growing, um, I think you definitely need to get to know the person you're going to collaborate with beforehand. You need to make sure that bringing your people to them is going to still be a positive experience for your community. But there are good people out there, and you know, I think this conversation has definitely been one of the best we've had on my little cookie podcast, if you
Oh
will.
my god, I'm so honored. And this is
It's
just the
really
start. You're
really
gonna have so
lovely.
many more. Every interview is just gonna get better and better. You're more prepared. You know what
Exactly.
questions you want to ask. You know how it goes. You know how it feels. Like you're just gonna get better and better. I'm so excited.
Yep. It's been really nice, Kiki. I'm really
Oh, thanks,
happy
Rhoda.
that Destiny brought us together, or Vaporeon
Me too.
brought us together. But you know, I like to think there was everything happens for a reason. Thank you guys so much for Hype Train Level 2, by the way. What? That's freaking wild. Was not expecting that for. I was expecting that for Kiki, not for me. But I really appreciate that you guys did that.
Stars, you're the best. I'm so proud of you.
Absolutely,
Oh
what
my
an
god.
absolute
I'm so proud of
beautiful,
you, this community
beautiful human.
streamer.
You know. Me too.
Um,
And look how well everybody just instantly bonded together through stories, through conversation. Like
Your
it's
vibe
been
attracts
such a
your
nice
tribe. Everybody
segment.
here has the same values and we're all here for the same reason and we're not here to take. We're here to learn, grow, adapt and give and when enough people come together with that same goal in mind, nothing but beautiful things can happen. It's impossible for something beautiful not to be created.
True.
Can I
Very
actually
true.
show you something that a video really quick that
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
I feel like this is everything to do with streaming, chat, like everything that we are dealing with right now. I think that this video reflects really well because it goes back to how powerful words are and we have a platform and what we're giving constantly and bonding through and creating trust through is our words and my community has seen this video I think maybe one or two times but I think it I thank you for letting me share it. Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Um, and it's just 2 minutes, but this is a
Brought to you in
experiment
part
that
by
was
IKEA.
IKEA. Yeah. So this is a bully a plant, say no to bullying. And I'll read it.
I'm going to make you
To
bigger.
highlight the negative effects of verbal bullying. At IKEA, we believe that happiness is spread through how we treat others. That's why we went the extra mile to spread some positivity. We took two of our very own plants and we placed them in gem schools across the UAE. So they bullied one plant. They just spoke mean words to one plant. They said, "Are you even alive? Are you even a real plant? Why are you here?" And then the other plant, they spoke only compliments and nice words to. And then students started getting involved and started recording positive and negative statements. Data 1 to 30, and the results spoke for themselves.
That is
It's
absolutely
time.
insane. What? You guys, words are so powerful. Seriously?
We
That
integrate
is
have your communities for a better every day with this initiative.
that is so insane. My mind is like right now. That is like
Welcome in, Trixie the Alien.
Raiders! Say no to bullying,
Hello,
Raiders.
welcome in, Raider. Oh my gosh, it is such a pleasure to have you. Welcome in. Hello, everybody. I'm Kiki. It is so nice to meet you. Thank you guys so much for not only like supporting Trixie the Alien, but coming over here and sharing that supportive energy. I'm Kiki. I'm a variety streamer, and we're actually in the middle of a subathon that is an ode to the community and other content creators. And during this whole entire subathon, I'm reaching out, I'm trying to lift up other content creators, and the support has been absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that. The longer this goes, the longer we can have more content creators on. I'm going to be trying to go for 2 weeks. Trixie the Alien, if you want to collab, if you want to get on here, if you want to anything together, I would absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing your community with me. Hello, welcome in, everybody. Hello. Bridgezilla, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate not only taking the time to check out the stream, but to go above and beyond and follow. Thank you for trusting me with your community. Trixie, darling, I understand when you end stream, it's for a reason. If you have to go eat, wash up, please do not feel guilty about raiding and running at all. I totally understand. Everybody, what was your favorite part of Trixie the Alien stream today? You guys have caught us in the middle of a just chatting interview. Me and Treats are actually on a stream team together, and we're going over what do streamers face, and we're talking about the problems and mental health and like so many amazing things. And we just got done watching a um video about a IKEA plant experiment where they took two plants and put them inside of schools, and one they bullied and they talked down to and they were mean to, and the other they complimented and lifted up. And by the end of 30 days, one was totally dead and the other was like thriving. And I just think that that is like, I'm a happy plant. I grew because my community watered me, and I think that I watered my community, and I think that like words have so much power, and this is just such a beautiful like metaphor for we're streamers. Like really, like 90% of what we have are words, and they really do affect people. And so we're just going over mental health stuff, talking about that. Thank you so much for bringing in your friends, trusting me with your community, being a part of this. I appreciate it. I love when stream do mental health chats. We've been doing it all night. I was like, oh, so happy to
It's
have you.
been
Welcome.
so crazy all night on the mental
It's
health,
been
but it's been a
amazing.
really beautiful conversation. You have a
Yeah, it's
bonus
been
question
amazing.
from Cerberus. What are your
Oh my
favorite
gosh.
games to
Thank you so
stream?
much, Froyo, for the Prime sub. You only get one Prime
Hurry
sub.
with
Thank
the
you for using it on
pipes.
me. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you, chat, for being so welcoming. Sabathon. Okay, wait. Let me. I don't mean to ignore anybody. Okay, wait. Really fast. Manfax, thank you so much for sharing the alien raid message. I appreciate you. How was League of Legends? Talk to your plants, everything in the. How are you, Trixie, darling? Thank you, Cerberus. Thank you so much for sharing the good raid message. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you, Chad, for being so amazing. Kiro Mochi, thank you for sharing the emotes. Jico, thank you so much for the follow and for the kind words. I appreciate you. You guys are cool. Happy Subathon. Thank you for the support. You're so wonderful. Oh my goodness. I'm having like ongoing throughout the whole entire. I'm just doing different collabs, having people on here, like getting in there with the shared views, shared chat, like shared everything. I think it's a really great way to get content creators who are looking to grow, like maybe out of their comfort zone in front of like a larger audience, like boost them, like give them the confidence to chase their dreams. And that's really what this is all about. So even if you guys don't want to be on here, if you guys know any small streamers or content creators or any kind of content at all, and they want to get on and meet other people and be around a very contagious, like wonderful creative atmosphere, I welcome them, and I would love to like give out as much support during this subathon that I can. I don't. This is not about me. This is a thank you to you guys. Welcome in. Oh, the found footage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Froyo, for the resub with Prime. You on a
Prime
grind.
subs are extra special because you only get one, you know?
Yeah, that's
As
oh
the
my god.
cookie on
Whenever
your
somebody
shoulder, I endorse this Prime sub, especially.
it
Good for
means
you,
so much.
Proyo. That is
Thank
so
you so
special.
much.
It is so
Okay,
special.
I'm
Not
so
only do you
excited. We
keep
got
her here
questions.
for longer, but you use your one and
Oh
only
my god,
sub to do that. That's
keep me for
beautiful.
2 weeks. Let's have a 2 week long party.
2 week
I want to have some
party. Let's
crystals for you
go.
guys.
Hell yeah.
We're all. I'm so sorry. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much for being so like
You had a
considerate, Emily.
question
Welcome
from
in,
one of your
everybody.
chatters, my dear. Cerberus
Okay.
6320 wants to know what your favorite games are to stream.
Oh, my favorite games to stream. Um, Right now, I'm finishing up Cyberpunk. I'm really enjoying that. I am really enjoying Once Human with the community. There's this really cute JRPG pixel art game that's like Persona 5 that's called Bloomtown. I'm a huge variety streamer, and whatever puts a smile on my face that day, I like to share with my community and my friends. What do you like to play? All right, sorry.
You are totally fine. That was a very exciting raid. Thank you so much for sharing your community with us. It means absolutely everything. It is why we do this and why we get up and get excited every day. You know.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't. Thank
our
you.
next segment. We have 20 minutes, so don't feel rushed to answer any of these. Plenty of time. Is reflection and future plans. So we'll start with reflection. It's always the most exciting, especially during a anniversary subathon. It's so endearing for you to kind of look back, see where you were, see where you are now. What are you the most proud of in your streaming career of 3 years? And I love that the people rated in right in time for this because they get to see the real you here.
Um, I think my proudest, I think it goes back to like people coming in, and I think taking what they learned from me and doing something with it. So like Anna and Zombie are like my favorite examples because they came in, they were just followers. They were just like, I just like your vibe. And then they stuck around. They learned leadership skills. They learned what it meant to be like responsible for a community. They began to learn by being my mods, like what it meant to be a streamer, and then they enjoyed it, and then they loved the feeling they got from community, and then they went and started their own. So I think my proudest moment is when I see community members rise up and begin their own thing, and like it just keeps it going, and that to me says that this love and this light isn't going to stop here. And they're not just saying kind words, they're living it, and they're not just being nice to me, they're saying that they actually valued it and that they're going to take it somewhere else. I
It's
think
amazing. It's
actually,
amazing when you inspire somebody else, right? There's really no feeling that can emulate that, and it's just so
yeah.
real and genuine. It's really beautiful when somebody says, thank you for helping me achieve what I wanted to achieve, or thank you for inspiring me to start my own stream. It's really motivating, and it's really beautiful when that happens. We do have a question from Hallows in chat. What was the first game you ever streamed? I love that question, Hallows. I absolutely love that
Oh
question, Hallows.
man.
Yes.
So this is funny. My first game I ever actually streamed was Cyberpunk, which I'm actually replaying now, and I never finished it because I bought it on the PS4. I started out streaming on the PS4 camera, and it was so buggy because it had just released. It was the first week it ever released, and you guys remember how terrible it was. So I took Cyberpunk back to GameStop and I switched it out for a capture card, and I started playing Rocket League, and that's when my stream
Oh yeah,
started.
let's go. Rocket
Yeah,
League. Oh my god.
yeah. On
My
keyboard and
my
mouse. I don't know
most
what kind of
precious
idiot
mod
am I.
named Doughboys. He's full father mode as well right now, so he's not able to make it to as many streams as he used to.
Twisted has been here since Rocket League. Twisted has been here since
Oh
like
my
second
god,
one.
the OG,
My
you guys!
community,
What?
They
Is that
commented on me.
118 months?
That yeah, you
Oh my god,
community has been with
bro!
my community has been with me since the beginning.
What? That's amazing, Twisted. Good for you. Rocket League cut for sure, but yeah, my one of my most endeared mod from back in the day, who is not able to be with us as much anymore. He was a huge ranked player, and he started playing Rocket League completely on a whim, and he didn't like play many normal games. He just got into ranked as soon as he could and just started going. Got all the way up to diamond. It was really cool. But Rocket League was just some good, wholesome. You're in a car
They have
playing
a
soccer,
banging
you know. I
soundtrack.
love it.
I love
They
me some
do.
Rocket League
I love
soundtrack.
me
Bro,
some
I
Rocket League.
can
We should play some
I
Rocket
can
League
suck
sometime.
and still be okay.
Throwback
The-
stream.
the
Later this
the
week, you
music.
guys, Kiki and I are playing Rocket League. It's a date. Let's go. I'm so terrible at it, but it'll be hilarious.
I'm so bad. Well,
I'm
I refuse to
there
get
for
up back on controller. I just feel like I mean not to be stuck up, but I just really yeah. And keyboard and mouse is not it. You guys
No,
know that Cyberpunk
no.
is not it. I suck,
Oh my
but
god.
I be jamming.
I can't even remember the last time I played Rocket
A
League, but that game was
throwback
jokes.
stream, imagine, huh?
That would be excellent.
Yes.
What's your
Tyler,
next
I've missed you.
what's your next chapter in your journey? What are your goals going into next year? What do you hope to
My
achieve?
goodness. So, my
I love
next
this
chapter. So I'm
question.
gonna. My next big goal is to live in a creative space, whether that be like alone or with other content creators. But I want to be in a very encouraging and motivating like atmosphere, and
Love
I
that.
want to, whether it's living or just like being very close or like constant in communication with other content creators, because I'm easily influenced, and so I have to watch what I do. So I really only put things that I admire and I want to embody in front of me, and that I want to just surround myself with like I want some like Aristotle like the like philosophers meeting up in a cafe and like just like free thinking type like brainstorming evenings. That to me,
I
just
love
like
that.
getting in a coffee shop and talking about all these fantastic ideas about the world is the dream. Being with
I
other
really
free
love that
thinking
for you.
creatives.
I
Thank
absolutely love
you.
that for you. My personal goal in 2025 is really continuing to grow found footage, um, making it that space that you're talking about. You know, place where people can
You're doing an
come,
amazing job.
they
I mean,
can
from
create.
TwitchCon, 3 months. Look at what you've done. Like you have, it feels like a little mini
I mean,
empire with how
this is Nick's
strong
baby. I'm
everybody
just
is.
along for the ride. You know what I mean? But like I said, when you joined, it's a collective, right?
Yeah.
We don't have one overlord person ruling over us and managing us.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's doing their own thing, but we're doing it together. And I think that's what
Yeah.
makes it so special and so different from other stream teams. And when Nick and I were kind of brainstorming how we wanted to unravel this, and he had so many people that he was so close to from streaming DVD for so long, but it became something beyond that. After was what kind of variety streamers can we get? What kind of hobby or artist streamers can we bring in? And all of a sudden everybody's like, I want that. You know, who wouldn't? You get to be part of
You guys
a.
made it look so good. That's what I'm talking about. Just do you so well, and everybody's gonna come along and see it and be like, I want to be a part of that. That is the most genuine, beautiful form of like anything.
Of creating, right? And it inspires you to create more when you have a like-minded group of people that
Yeah.
want you to do
Oh,
well,
oh, oh
that
shit.
want you to
Treats
achieve
was
those
mad
things, you know?
genuine and is happy because of it. Damn, I might try being genuine. I might try being myself, you know? Like just
Hell yeah. It's
you make
beautiful.
it
It's
look
really,
good.
it's really, really kind. We have some small communities. We have some partners. We have some people that are right on the verge of being a partner. Looking at you, Miss Keeks. Hashtag Keeks 2024,
That was so
2025, you
fun.
guys.
Oh my god, Chad has been you said
It's trending.
it. I'm gonna
It's trending. You
cry.
heard it here
I love
first,
you guys.
folks. Next year, Kiki's going all the way to the top, everybody.
God, I
We're
love
gonna
it
make this
so much.
happen. Our next found footage partner in the
With
house.
friends like these, how could I? How could I?
You
I
know,
can't help but reach my goal when I have so many amazing
but
supportive people around me.
it's really amazing.
You
Something
guys make
I
it hard to
love.
fail.
One of my most favorite things that we've done is literally just sit in Discord creating like external content. I showed you
Yeah.
that little clip I
Oh,
did, right, with Wukong
yeah.
and the spiders. And I was literally, while I was editing this, just sitting in a room with 6 other content creators,
That's what
talking,
I'm talking about.
laughing,
That.
listening to music, enjoying. One guy was working on like banners, another person was working on another clip. Nick was doing this like huge crazy TikTok clip that was like 5 minutes long, but it was like a whole story of us playing Lockdown Protocol as an entire found footage gathering. I think there was 8 streamers collabing together on this stream. It was really, really cool. Playing this like Among Us type thing, and he literally made like an entire story about it and made it into one giant clip. It was really, really fun, and really memorable. And it's those kind of things that often stream teams get together. You get this huge like community. Everybody's part of it. Everybody's talking and chatting, and it's cool. But they never really engage with each other. They never really support each other or lift each other up outside maybe raiding into each other once in a while. So we wanted to do something bigger. We wanted to do something better. And I think we've really achieved amazing things. And you're our newest member. And it's just
I'm so happy.
so endearing. Your community is great. You fit right in with so many of our other streamers. And I love the seals segment that you did with that little
I
restaurant
love her
sim.
so much.
Oh my god, that was so wholesome. Like, just you guys were just laughing, but it was so like honest. It was just 2 people having fun, you know? And when you see that happening, you're like, you feel like you're a part of it too because you brought those people
Yeah.
together, you know? So we're gonna keep growing. That's kind of part A. The motorsports interviews are definitely something I'm gonna start looking at. I think it's gonna be a separate thing outside of Twitch, and I want to keep doing more interviews like this. Just have
Yeah.
chatting streams with other members. Let's talk about real stuff, you know. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about journeys and stories, and just have a good wholesome time together. You know,
This is powerful. What you're doing is very powerful.
it's a beautiful thing. Um, if you could give one piece of advice to someone just starting their streaming journey, what would it be? Hard to pick just one, but if you have a message for people that are wondering, should I
Can
should
I
I
ask
stream?
yours first on this one?
Mine first.
Uh-huh.
My absolute number one thing that I must insist a new streamer does is not fall into the trap of imposter syndrome.
Wait.
I
You
think-
got kind of quiet. Are you backing
so
away from
sorry.
the mic? Wait.
Sorry, let me lean in close for my advice.
Thank
I think the most important piece I can give to new streamers is do not fall trap to imposter syndrome. No matter how big you get, there will always be somebody with a larger community than you, and what they do with your community should not be even in your remote mind of what you're doing with yours. Focus on who you are as a person, bringing that light out and sharing it with other people. Find a message that resonates really personally to you and make that your mantra and build your community around that message, and you will have such an amazing time streaming. It won't even feel like, for some people, they feel like streaming is a second job for them. We talked about this earlier. Professional gamers that stream that are just, you see
Yeah.
it on their face, they're bored. They're not happy to be there. They're doing it purely for financial reasons, and people flock in to see them. They're not even talking to their community. They're just there because they're good at something, you know?
You know what? Another layer
Build
might
a
be because
build a
they
strong
know
community.
people are there to take from them. But
Yeah.
me and you, our communities are there to like feed us. So that's kind of like the happy plane experiment, right? Like
Yeah,
they like when they
absolutely.
come in, if they make a mistake because that's their job, they get shit on, they get put down.
All
They're
day
they're
by
the
like a
dead plant.
thousand people watching
A
one
thousand,
time,
yeah.
and they're like, what a
It's
noob, like
true.
look at this loser, like you could never
Yeah. And
even perform a fraction of what this guy is
exactly.
doing on in front of a thousand people, and you're putting this
Exactly.
person down because he made one
Mm-hmm.
mistake, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Don't
But
envy
we
that
chose
person.
paths where
Don't try to
being
be that
ourselves.
person,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, we're immune because there's not like even if we fail, we're still being ourselves. So we're
Exactly.
not being true. Like we can't fail like the route that we've chosen, but they have there's a lot of risk and reward there, right?
Look at all these hashtag keep it kawaii
Oh
for
my god, I
partner.
love you guys
Let's
so much.
go.
I
More of that. Hell yeah. The cookie
I
has
love you guys
spoken,
so
y'all.
much. I think I think what you said is absolutely true. And I think that that would also be my end like to any other streamer that comparison is the thief of joy. If you are looking at another person's numbers, you can't you're being selective, right? You're saying I want to be as successful as they are. Is your hair the same color? Is your name the same color? Is your thumbprint the same? Did you guys go to the same school? Do you have like the same? Do you guys believe is do you have the same food? Why would you compare numbers when nothing else about you is like this person? So how can you even like you're two totally different people, and the way that you get to somewhere is going to be totally different. It might be the end result, you might be going the same place, but how you get there is going to be completely tailored to you. And if you're wasting time and it's really just making you miserable when you stop comparing, then you have joy because you're just happy with what you have and not with what you don't. That's
It's the right message, you guys.
it.
You can't teach genuine. I said it in the beginning of this chat. You
Yeah.
cannot teach somebody how to be you because only you are you. So share you with the world. You can do it. I did it. Kiki did it. Millions of other people do it every day. But if you want to do it well, be kind, be yourself, and remember that your chat are the people that show up and support you every single time you're in front of that camera. And without them, you're just a guy or a girl sitting in front of a camera. So, all of you are the reason why we do this, and it's beautiful. So, thank you
You're
all
the reason why
so
we
much
do
for that
all of
support.
this. This
You know,
30 hours, this day, this week, all of it is because you guys inspired it. If you don't think you have any power, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're not powerless.
Kiki,
You're
I'm so
powerful,
sad
baby.
this conversation is coming to a close, but I've really had such a
Thank you
beautiful
so much.
conversation. We were like, oh, we'll like chat for a bit and then we'll do games. I enjoyed talking with you so much that I didn't even want to play games tonight. I'm like, I'll play
Yeah.
games when I'm done streaming. Let's just do this, you know? This
Well,
is
yeah, well,
fantastic.
games are the best, entertainment usually at the end of the night, but we created a better form. So we
I
were we
loved
were
it.
totally satisfied.
Rise
Thank you
above,
so
girl.
much.
Let's go. I have one last question for you, Keeks.
Yes.
A
Okay.
very, very important question for you. What can we expect from you and your content in the coming months? And how can your community support you in reaching those goals?
I really, 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 after I get moved in and I get in, like settled in and stuff, I really want to pursue a podcast about mental health. It's called Philosophy, Herbal and Verbal, and it's bringing awareness to
I
all of the
love
school
that.
of thoughts that go on and allowing people to make their own decisions. and just like letting them know what's out there, because I think it's a lack of information. I want to tell you what everybody's thinking. I want to tell you what Buddhism says. I want to tell you what Taoism says. I want to tell, I'm sure we all know what Christianity, but like, and like every single, like, what are all of these schools of thoughts? What do they have in common? What do they, where they differ? Who are they made for? What would it, when would it be valuable to adapt it into your life? And like, not a professional, just relaying facts, bringing it to you, philosophy, herbal and verbal. Let's go. That's what I want. That's what I want to.
I love that for you. I think you're absolutely gonna smash it. I think hashtag keep it kawaii for partner 2025 is a beautiful hashtag that we're gonna keep bringing back until it happens. We're gonna line up outside Amazon's head office with pickets.
Honor me with the hug.
Get the
I'm so
torches.
blessed.
Get the keepers. Bring your finest Mountain Dew. We're rallying.
Oh my god.
Rally the keepers. It's gonna happen. But
Alright,
thank
you.
you.
Can be my co-podcast speaker.
I will be there 150%. We will make beautiful
And
content
I,
next
you
year
darling.
together.
Anytime you have something that requires support, I will show up. Happily.
I'm right there behind you. Same. So thank you so much for this chat. I hope you all enjoyed this interview. I thought it was an amazing, amazing conversation. Heartfelt, wholesome, good mix of chat. I love how both of our communities, large and small, came together and just had a great time. I loved sharing stories. I hope you guys on our next chat will share even more with us. Don't be shy. And looking at Yogi, when you decide to get your stuff off the ground for the men's mental health, I commit to you and pledge to you that Jeff and I will be there. Our lovely friend Kiki has also committed this. We have a recording of it, verbally binding contract here. But we've got your back, and I hope all of you, whatever endeavor that you are pursuing, whatever dream you want to achieve, don't be scared to do it. And if you need help, don't be scared to ask. That's
the
it.
fear should be not achieving your dreams. Be more terrified of that, and everything else will melt away.
Yes.
Refocus your sights, babies.
Hell yes.
Prioritize.
Have amazing holidays, guys. Be with your families. Be with your friends. If you're alone, be with Kiki.
Be with me.
That's right.
Everybody, if you don't have anybody to spend the holidays with, I'm here for you. Spend it with me. I will be your friend. I'm already
You
your
can
friend.
find me in
will be your
Kiki's
Christmas
Discord
friend.
if you need someone to talk to. You're in a
Yes.
negative headspace. You need a buddy. Treats is
Thank you
your
so much.
Treats is your guy. So that's it, everyone. Have a great holidays. This was a bonus stream for me, and thank you for having me, Kiki. Have a good night.
Thank you for being here and having me.
The cookies are coming. Give me a minute. Do I just hang this up and then I raid? Is that how that works?
I think so. If you want
Can I just raid? I'm just gonna raid. I think that'll work.
I don't know how it works. Like I said, this is my first time like dealing with collaborations.
Kawaii. Yes. Yeah. I'm coming. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for again, like, no, who just gets up and like